It's the Jemm and Jay Show, starring the queen herself, the queen of laughter.
But did you die?
The queen of craziness.
You better get frickin' excited.
Possibly the hardest working woman in the entertainment industry. That would be the queen!
Someone get me an energy
Miss
drink.
Jemm Lee, her sidekick. As always, Mr. Mean himself, JMR.
You do you.
Hey, we may not be safe for work. Sometimes alcohol consumption may be necessary to understand what we're talking about.
You better figure it out.
We may not get it right, but we're never going to be boring.
You better get frickin'
So
excited.
grab your favorite beverage, and if you're at work, you may just need to load up on coffee.
You better lock it up.
If you're at home, you're at the bar, we suggest something a lot stronger. Hey, let's have a good time.
Bye.
Note to self.
I
Yeah.
think I got
I think it's funny because I know what's going on. I'm like,
Once the drinks have flowed. Oh my god. Let's see here. What do we got today? Today's podcast is brought to you by TX Bourbon.
Does that say hucked?
Yeah, that's a
That's
lot.
funny.
It's from Lolo. Today's podcast is also brought to you by. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm just gonna grab them.
In the west wing of the house. At your wine bar.
yeah. I mean,
Which has been the best addition to this home.
yeah. I mean,
1, 2, 3 bottles.
yeah, that one's the one you drink on ice. Yeah. Okay. I was batting
is it that
1,000.
one? Is it the North Fork? The one that it's a little.
No, I'm still liking it. It's just I learned a lot about. Like you heard me. I learned about scotches. Some scotches they're specifically made for you to throw ice cube in them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, to water it down a little bit.
No,
Yeah,
that way when you chill it, it's prepared to have a little water added to it, so you don't take away the flavor.
Yeah.
Whereas
Oh.
like if you were to add the,
What was that one other Lolo one we drank?
Did you guys
We
throw
threw
the
that
bottle
bottle
away?
away.
Yeah, we did throw that away.
Bad
Oh,
you.
I know.
Bad,
Bad
bad.
form. Bad form. That's another Lolo whiskey though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
What
There's that.
is that like Lolo? Is that just their?
Okay,
No,
so
that's Lolo, Montana.
Oh, I didn't know
Outside
that
of
existed.
Missoula there.
that's
Oh, I didn't
that's
know
a town.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's up there by outside of Missoula.
Oh.
Lost Trail, Lolo.
Okay, we're going to try this again.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's podcast is brought to you by Lolo Creek Distillery. Every actually thing that's brought to you by today is a lie. We're just talking about it like we pretend to have sponsors. We have a special guest today.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. We have touched, I guess you could say, on my career in the past as a military contractor. And people who've been listening to the show, is this our 10th podcast for this one? Is this a
Oh God, I can't remember.
ceremonious
It
10th?
sounds right. Maybe.
I mean, we could like make this the special or whatever. But no, we have talked in the past about Agent Crayon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, folks,
My dad laughed at that, by the way.
we're allowed to call him
Thought it was
that.
funny.
We're allowed to call him
It's
that.
like he needs a name tag with crayon. I'm
Agent
like,
Crayon.
I'm working on getting name tapes made that say Agent Crayon.
yes, please.
No,
So
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, they're going to be the whole infrared, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going full on
Oh,
out.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we may be a little bit cryptic on how we discuss some things today. There will be large discussions about copious amounts of alcohol consumed in the last 96 hours. We also warn people, always be safe when you go to the range, but we can neither confirm or deny that copious amounts of alcohol were used prior to using firearms, and it was rather comical.
But nobody got hurt.
No.
I didn't have to work at all.
No.
So that's the good thing.
Well, and what's nice is I think maybe I take that for granted because, ladies and gentlemen, see, Agent Crayon, let's say AC from here on out. AC is he has a unicorn job, and we use a lot of we use a lot of movie references because maybe that are ways that people
little
who
bit
aren't in
more
the
relatable.
world
Yeah.
they can relate to. However, AC is and now in charge. He and correct me as we go, AC. This is going to be really. I'm going to use his name before this is over, especially with the amount of fucking bourbon we have right now.
That's okay.
Well, this stuff we went and bought this bourbon, Gemma, and I mean seriously, like he's sitting there looking at it, and you I still think you're batting 1,000. Like he
Okay.
went with nothing but local whiskeys
Yeah.
and local beers.
Yeah.
He found a local beer that we had. What was that? Orange Blonde.
Yeah, Blood Orange Blonde.
Yeah,
Bozeman
from
Brewery.
Bozeman Brewery. It
Oh.
was epic.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was best.
Huh?
It was a great breakfast beer. For
Oh, it
in the
was.
morning.
It was.
Like it literally, we drank the beer and it was good. It was like having a protein shake. Boom, we were ready to go hunting.
That's
Like,
insane.
Yeah, it was.
At like, what, 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, we 4:30. We're civilized. Jesus, we're not animals.
Slow clap.
But a very interesting thing on how AC and I met. AC had been in the military contracting world around 2009 is when it started.
Yeah, end of 09.
End of 09.
Yeah.
That was what we call the end of the Blackwater glory days.
Yeah.
That's back when contractors didn't make just a good living, it was profitable. And there were some good companies out there. So we were both in the business. I was in the business on and off. He's damn near been full-time
Yeah.
for 11 years. Have you ever counted up your deployments?
I know I have over a decade boots on ground. I had to figure that out last time I did my clearance because you have to add up.
Yeah.
So I actually added it up. I have over a decade boots on ground between various countries.
That's
Wow.
insane. That's just
Holy
that's so. You served with the legendary
Yes.
7th Marine.
Yep.
That's why we get to call him Crayon. I really suggest if anybody ever, when we'll show some pictures, we just have to take care of some situations. I suggest that if you ever see Agent Crayon on the street, don't fucking go up and call him Agent Crayon. You didn't earn that right. And if you're not a Marine, he's probably going to lose his shit.
Well, it's only mainly for this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
Namesake.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to be like making like Agent Crayon t-shirts. Agent Crayon,
Yes.
So AC is presently he's been a mover and a shaker. Now when we met because Jemm and I got married. Had no idea we'd been in the same world, and we literally have had some conversations where we know literally there's probably been several times where because we've been able to talk about some of the things that I did and some of the things that he did at the same time, and literally we think we crossed each other in the hallway.
Which is funny.
Yeah,
That's
what I mean, that's
insanely ironic.
that's that small tight community that,
Oh yeah.
that it
And
really
I mean,
is.
contracting in that community is so small. Like I'm always running into people all across the nation. That's just, oh, you were here. Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, shoot, we work together.
That's
You know.
insane.
Yeah.
Do you know? Well, and another thing that the community's like let's say I was going to work for. I won't speak of present, but it is one of the most reputable companies that is out there right now, and then we'll get back into what you do. But it is a small enough community that if somebody is going to work with a team, it takes usually about 5 emails. Has anybody worked with so and so?
Oh yeah.
And you will literally 2, sometimes 3 emails coming back from completely different departments going, oh yeah, I worked with this guy or this gal.
That's
They're
insane.
squared away. Go ahead, And that's kind of the way the operations community is. So anyway, AC is basically, oh man, he's got a long title, so I want to make sure. No, it's an impressive one. We don't, he doesn't think it, but I mean, it's especially with how you had to hustle and work to get there. You are basically in charge of the medical and protection for the ambassador in Kabul.
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
More or less.
Then you also run the clinic.
Yes. Well, not currently because obviously
You're here.
alcohol and clinics don't
Don't mix. No.
mix.
No.
However, but yeah.
And you guys have we were talking earlier, you have a dry contract out there.
yes.
So you're taking a bunch of pipe laying, heavy hitting operations guys and saying, hey, you don't get to drink.
Yeah. While everybody else in the entire embassy gets to.
Oh, God.
Is there a story? I think there might be a
There
story.
are several stories.
Okay, we're going to get to those.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There's
So
several.
you are also responsible. Okay, let me take a step back. Folks, the embassy in Kabul is the size of an Ivy League campus. It's not where people it's not just like a city block where there's a fence around it or anything like that. I mean, this is where people live. Most people live their entire job existence inside the
Yeah.
compound. They have stores inside the compound. You're responsible for opening up 8 gyms throughout the COVID situation.
That's cool.
Yep.
You know, AC is an avid workout fanatic, believes in health. We've had a lot of those conversations. You wouldn't know it by the alcohol. I would hate to have my blood taken right now.
Actually, I would like to, just for comparison's sake.
Yeah,
and
no
the,
kidding.
Like to see the look up-
science,
yeah.
So it's official.
Yeah.
The science.
Science.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that doctor would look at you and say, like, what the fuck, dude? You're going to die in a day.
Challenge accepted.
Sounds
right.
accepted, bro.
Yeah, let's do this.
So, you've been in and out. You've done work in. You served with the 7th, 0607 in Iraq.
0506.
0506. That's right,
05.
because 06 is when we have
Yeah.
a tendency where we think maybe some paths crossed.
Yeah.
And that was I was getting done with the military, moving toward the contracting. He was still a pipe hitting jarhead, slaying people with a 50 cal. And I know who they were. They weren't. I mean, if you want to find out who the 7th was, read some of like Jocko Willink's books or American Sniper. I mean, they were the guys that were protecting Task Force Bruiser. And one of them. I'm just saying, like, it was just that collective that was in Iraq at that time in Ramadi and stuff like that. Every last one of them, including Air Force guys, were like laying the good pipe, But so we've talked a lot about Agent Crayon and what he's been doing, and he's going to join us for one. We'll probably get 2 shows out of this. We just
Hoping.
come. What's that?
Hoping, depending on
Hoping.
how much alcohol. I
Well,
consume.
yeah, and that could be a situation.
Yeah.
So, AC was coming home for a vacation, and then we'll get back into some work stuff. And I started talking to him about, because you got stranded. People don't realize that not only did COVID shut down this country, shut down restaurants. He and I had a long talk about this during our hunting trip. Actually, it stopped
Your
being
resort getaway.
No, actually, it's we figured out that we're kind of fucking weird because, see, that's cool. I made 10 minutes without dropping an F-bomb, which means
Except now.
YouTube won't flag us.
Yay!
Yeah, you actually have to make it 90 seconds.
Oh, we got that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We're good.
Oh, hell
We're
yeah,
good.
we
so
did.
I'm not gonna necessarily put safe.
I was wondering why the long intro.
Yeah, well, there you go. I'm trying
like,
to, yeah.
What the hell? This isn't. Oh, okay.
This is how I'm trying to figure that. But
Work the loopholes.
exactly. We figured out, and this was supposed to be just a camping trip to go. Initially, we were going to go up, and Jemm and I love the wilderness. And when I mean love the wilderness, what was it, 3 years ago, we sent pictures to everybody. We had Christmas in a wall tent. Like we, in the backcountry, in Montana, in the wintertime, that's our jam, right?
And my parents gave us another tent, but it has so many memories that I was like, I don't
She
want
won't-
to
she
put
won't-
another hole in it.
She won't let me adjust
He
it.
might remember the tent, but
Oh, really?
he might. I don't
Because
know.
she won't let me. She doesn't want to cut the hole in it for the wall,
It's that
the
canvas
stove.
tent that my parents had.
You still have
We
it?
still have
Oh
it.
my God!
my
See,
God.
this is the
See?
weird thing that goes on with these people. Just so that you know, I have learned more about my wife's family in the last 92 6 hours.
I
wasn't.
tried to tell him. I don't think he
And he
believed
did.
me.
Nobody would. Unless...
He didn't. We're just fucking weird.
Yeah.
And we're back. We had to have a little classified meeting right there on what we could actually talk about and what we couldn't. I learned more in the last 96 hours about the Hatfields, Gemma's family. They have an affinity for. Okay, you and AC haven't seen each other actually face to face in about 15 years. We're talking a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15, almost 20 years probably.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we found out our connection. The fucking Hatfields. And their fucking Jimmy Dean sausage.
It's funny. I was just guessing,
Yeah.
but
Like,
Stereotypes
That's pretty
exist
accurate.
for a reason. Just saying.
just embrace the stereotypes, So we're going to go on a trip, and we're going to do the wall tent thing. Winter, as Jon Snow would say. Winter's coming. and we got up there, and winter was here. Thank you to an old Marine. This is a funny story to stare you in front of him. This is some hysterical stuff. So there
See how
is
we
a.
get off on tangents?
Oh, yeah.
This is how.
Well, no, but this is
This was
some
funny.
dance.
Like,
this is funny. So we get up there and we stop by the liquor store. Thank you, Bottles and Shots.
Yeah, why
Who
would we
gave
stop-
us a shot, and
Yeah.
I ended up buying the alcohol that they got us a shot of.
I
As a
was
matter of
wondering how
fact,
that happened.
Yeah.
so today's podcast is brought to you by Alpine Vodka. They are a distillery out of Park City, Utah, and it is the closest thing to Russian vodka I've had in the United
Yes,
States.
absolutely.
Jemm,
It's good.
it's literally water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally water.
No way.
Mix is great. It's amazing. So I bought a bottle of this local
I'm gonna have to do my margaritas with that
AC.
stuff.
You would love it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, that'd be really good.
AC bought. You bought a Lolo Creek bottle of the other
Yeah, it was like
whiskey, right?
Yeah, it was Little Creek whiskey.
Yeah. So, and these are local for us in Montana. Lolo Creek. I just found it as Lolo Creek, Montana. I
didn't know that either.
Yeah, Lolo, Montana. Like, actually, interesting fact about Lolo, it was and I could be wrong, but I know it actually had the first bobsled track in America.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah.
That is neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of actually interesting little history about that whole Missoula area and its surrounding communities. So,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, well, everybody knows
to
the
look
river
that up.
runs through it by.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
It's an epic.
Yeah. Well,
That
that's-
was the movie that really started the. I want to say that was the movie that started the trend of Hollywood people moving to
Yes.
Montana.
Yep.
Because it was filmed in Montana, and that did win Academy Awards, didn't it? I mean, like the cinematography in it was, and I think I read that Brad Pitt actually did learn to do the figure eight with the
Yeah,
his
I
fly
heard
rod.
that
Like
too.
he was fucking obsessed, and that's where Brad Pitt started
It's a
to
talent.
get.
It is so beautiful. It's like all of a sudden you're just talking and somebody is fly fishing and you just want to stop
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just watch. It's
Well,
so
now,
mesmerizing.
while we're on the subject with that in Montana and its history, did they film Legends of the Fall here? Yet another great Brad Pitt movie that took because
let me
it
look
was
that
supposed to
up.
take place in backcountry Montana and in Helena.
Yeah.
Because remember, the brother made this big deal. Like, oh my, Helena's this bustling,
Oh, yeah.
metropolitan, and I'm sitting there going. If anybody's been through Montana, like, we are the second or third largest landmass state of a state. Like literally, our state is larger than almost all European countries.
We have
No
counties larger than states.
Yeah, Yellowstone County is bigger than like Finland and stuff like
Yeah.
It
that.
says Legends of the Fall was primarily filmed on a location in Alberta and British Columbia,
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I could see that, but it was about that, and that's when that trend was going that way. But it was about Montana, and those places in Calgary and Alberta look just like here. Like they look identical.
Yeah.
But that kind of started that trend of Hollywood people. I want to think living here. But anyway, so we had the Lolo bourbon, and we are now drinking right now in coffee, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Lolo Hucked. Gemma doesn't like a lot of hard alcohols. She likes her Pendleton.
And then that
Pendleton
was by
7 Up.
pure act. Well, I was always cheap and I liked Coors and
Oh God, don't say that word around
I
it.
know.
Skunk piss. Why drink bad beer?
Yeah,
Well, after a while, I
well,
wasn't
and
a
then
fan
here's another thing.
of beer.
Agent Crayon finds this beer on the way out here called Voodoo or Ranger Voodoo or Ranger IPA or something like that. It was epic. And that's not just because we were drinking it at 4:30 in the morning. It sounded good. And so anyway, getting back to this. So anyway, those we'll talk about our local purchases because we really
Well,
went
I
local.
I mean, I liked Pendleton by pure accident. We were at a bonfire and someone was
No.
like, "Hey, do you want?"
Somebody in Montana going to a bonfire
And drinking
and
copious
drinking
amount.
copious amount of alcohol.
Never happens. Never.
Hey, there was one that I've had some crazy fuckery that I've had to cross like this little stenchy swamp in a canoe, and I'm like, how the fuck are we gonna get back across once we're drunk? This isn't gonna happen.
See, and these were these stories start, and like, did you get to hear our podcast about boat float?
Yes.
What? And I'll say, ladies and gentlemen,
And
we're
see,
gonna move.
I feel bad because I've never been there.
We're gonna move some of the podcasts over from. We had a show. We're decided to bring them together, Those will be underneath the Jim and Jay After Dark.
The more risque ones.
Those podcasts are not for people under the age of 18. And if you're easily offended, they're not for you.
No.
So I'm putting that out because we have to kind of, we want everybody to enjoy whatever shows they have. One of our shows with Agent Crayon may, if we get into talking about some fun stuff for us, it may turn into a Jim and Jay After Dark. I don't know as we get through it. But anyway, so we'll talk about the ridiculous amount of alcohol.
Oh, God.
I don't know how you guys can do that.
We're in the numbers. We're in numbers now. We were averaging 2 bottles and 4 beers a day.
Yep.
On top of
I'd
eating
be sicker
steak.
than shit, literally in the bathroom.
You know what's
both
funny
ends.
is we never got out of control.
No.
That's
Drink
insane.
and
So
we
it
were
was just like
drinking water, drinking coffee. Never.
well, you guys were eating steak and chicken and bacon, so it probably
That's all
soaked
we-
up 3 quarters.
that's all
That's
we
so insane.
So this turned away from being a camping trip, and turned into Operation Grass
military.
Range.
Well, you and I had talked about that.
I
how
even
you
told
hunt
him.
anyways.
I told him, and we're sitting there we borrowed a vehicle to go with, and the next thing you know, I'm looking at how much stuff is in this truck, and how much of it has to do with firearms and ammunition. I was nervous about even in Montana, about being pulled over.
Yeah.
We had enough firearms. We had firearms on our persons. We were literally doing no different thing than PSD work, which we're going to use a lot of acronyms today, ladies and gentlemen. PSD stands for Personal Security Detail, which we're going to tell everybody about how cool it sounds and how fucking retarded the job really is.
Oh, yes.
Because you do a lot of that for the ambassador.
Oh, yeah. Like, so much of it.
So back to the happy stuff. So we're sitting there, and luckily the vehicle we borrow has a one of those covers on the back.
Oh, the tonneau
Thank
cover.
God.
Not the
Oh,
tonneau,
man.
but those.
Because I guarantee you, we would have. I don't think we would have been questioned, but there would have been some. Well, this will come back to play later on the story.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Some poor young man who, I don't know if his mom knows he's out playing Montana State Trooper or not, but
so
he's
mean.
so young. No, but I mean, we've
was
been
a
in the
nice-
military,
yeah,
and he was
he was
so
a
nice.
nice guy.
Yeah.
But we'll talk. Okay, we'll get back to that. So anyway, we realized that this is a military operation. But no, we think that, I don't know where we thought, and folks, I'm not name dropping or anything like that, but on the way up, Agent Crayon and I are making fun of a Matt Best video, and I think it was like
And we all love Matt Best.
and we
Oh, yeah,
we
I
do.
love
So
it. I
yeah,
love
can
their
love his
videos.
stuff.
and people that don't like him, fuck you.
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
well, it's kind of one of those things
Yeah.
that we were talking about it. If you don't like their coffee, you don't agree with some of their stuff. You know what? Veterans stop eating
Just
each
stop,
other.
yeah.
Go support another veteran company that you like. But let's stop eating each other. Let's support each other. So anyway, we get 2 bottles, and he has his beer. I don't know, in the name of Zeus's butthole, how we thought that was going to be enough alcohol for a day, let alone a week. I don't know how we thought this. So we get up to this amazing, there's some amazing ranches. If you go north of Roundup, Montana, if you're not from Montana, don't ever come here. We don't want you.
Nope, just stay away.
Just stay away. You're hated
we're all
here.
crazy hicks.
Yes, we hate you.
You remind me of the Eurovision.
I say
You
Eurovision.
Americans suck. We
Do
love
not
you.
come
We
to
hate you.
Iceland.
Do not come to Iceland.
Don't come to Iceland. We hate you. But it was actually, even this time of year, it was really pretty.
Yeah.
So we're staying at a very decorated
Oh, yes. Like,
former Marine who 67 got blown up for the first time.
first time.
Notice we say first
First
time.
time.
Burned badly. Heals up. Goes back. Gets lit up again. Can't understand why they won't take him back with one eye.
Drink.
Oh, folks, see, an Agent Crayon listens to our
Yes.
podcasts, and he has like the two-fisted situation with the bottles over here ready to go, and he's like, "We have our new studio finally. We have the new studio couch that Gemma has been dying to have." If they ever see a picture, they're gonna laugh their ass off. But we have the new bar.
That
The
is
bar
such a cool
is,
addition.
It is neat. I like that.
My
The
mom
bar is
actually,
epic.
Actually, that's from Danny and Macy, I think.
Really?
Oh, really?
And she redid it and just colored or painted it.
So
for Christmas.
the names that she just shot out, that was the folks' ranch that we went and stayed at. No, they were fine.
Okay.
No, they're okay. But there's a string of what they call Algon ranches up along that highway, and we pull in just after dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
you guys
weather
got
the
there
weather
late.
the weather wasn't that great, so I didn't really move up there. I can't confirm or deny that there were some. Yeah, we pulled over and had a few drinks. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we get up there. These people are like salt of the earth. They warmed up. They have this this 120-year-old home. They have these appliances
Oh, those
from
are so
like
cool.
the 50s, and they are in absolute cherry beautiful working order. I'd have to show people the old pull-out stoves and stuff
yeah,
like
no-
that.
Like,
Did you take some photos, guys, of that?
I think he did.
Did
he
ya?
did. And I've
Okay.
got some. We'll get
Yeah.
some. Oh no,
Okay.
we're going back.
Oh yes.
This is our first deployment. We have another ranch deployment
Good.
coming up.
Yeah.
Good.
So the only thing we're going to do on this trip, go up, camp for a day or two. We were going to do the tent thing. I learned that my new counterpart, Mr. Crayon, is very bougie.
Very.
Does not like to suffer. Does
I've
not
slept
like.
in the field more in one lifetime than any person should. So when I'm on vacation, I like sleeping nice.
I like sleeping. There's nothing wrong with that.
And yes, if
So
I'm on, I
So
just,
they have the house all warmed for us and everything.
Aww.
No, wait. You want to hear how this worked out? This is how my week started.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's good. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
it's really hysterical. So we pull in, and there's good old Dan out there looking in on stuff, and he's just a salty, mean-ass old jarhead Marine. God love him.
He's so funny.
yeah.
Walks by AC. Yeah, this is your father. I have to, your father's nephew.
Yeah.
Oh, good to meet you. Comes out, gets us helped out. Hey, I'm going to help you get around. They have a new wiring situation up there, so you can't take that all the way around the house anymore. So you
okay.
have to kind of go in. We're sitting there.
He looks like he's a little butthurt about it, Brad.
He
It's
doesn't
because I'm
under-
not. It's because I'm not part of the Brotherhood.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I was
understand
left
that.
out. I didn't
Yeah.
get to play in their reindeer games.
Oh.
Yeah, I was not. And Dan literally looks at him. And Dan is like, what, 71, 72?
It's pretty,
Yeah.
pretty damn
And
close.
has lived rough. We heard some stories while we were up there. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
Wife left him. He had 300 cows in the winter to take care of by himself.
Oh my
Survived. Like,
God.
this dude is
I didn't
just
know that.
Yeah.
legit. Every ounce there is Montana. Everything. And so, literally, standing in front of AC goes, Simplify. Without a fucking beat. This one over here goes, Simplify. They fucking disappear for an hour. I'm getting stuff in and out and the food and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I walk out and you would have thought they had gone to fucking boot camp together.
You're
They
the
are
other.
s-
You're the other dick in the room. That's like, okay.
Yeah,
just-
I was.
you know.
You know what? I was a spare dick in the Norchie right
Yeah.
there. That's all I was.
That's
Because it was
exactly-
like, hey, I got a dick over here. I got a dick over here. Does anyone want a dick? No, nobody wants your dick. We don't need your dick over here, right?
Aw.
Yeah,
But
it
the
just
way
doesn't
they're t-
understand it. It's a Marine thing.
It is. They're talking in lingos and how they, Marines always get the shitty equipment to train with. They always get the shittiest of everything. And it's always about them improvising with fuckery to make shit work.
Mhm.
We're talking dudes that are like 3 and 4 generations away from each other, talking like they had gone to basic training, grew up down the street with each other, going,
Wow.
yeah, and then, yeah, I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and that. And I'm just sitting there going, that's my friend. It's like, what the
He's
hell?
my best friend.
So we went out the next morning, and I decided to drive AC around. And there may be some people that listen to this podcast that don't agree with what I'm about to say. You don't live up here. You've not lived in this environment. You
Yeah.
do not understand what I am about to tell you
Yeah.
on
and if
how
you don't
bad the
understand,
situation is.
don't judge us.
Yeah, don't judge. Look into it.
Yeah.
Look into it. So, for the first time in this area, I am an avid hunter. We make no bones about it. You hunt. AC hunts. Bought a new bow within the last year. Got a bear.
Yeah.
Love the dual cam systems.
Oh,
really
yeah.
awesome.
I do.
You know,
It's smooth. It's accurate. It's great.
it's very interesting how.
I'm not much of a PSC fan because there's
See,
no,
and we've had that
there's
conversation.
This is how you know we're related.
I know everything. It's just that's what I'm saying. It's just
Okay, the craziest thing is that we have not spoken to each other, seen
No.
each other, talked about anything at all. We were really young,
Yeah.
and as adults, we are very similar interests.
Yeah.
extremely. And you have both the
Some of the
affinitive.
same habits.
You have the affinitive,
Some.
fucked up, like
Yeah.
cultish belief in Jimmy Dean sausage. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you people, man? The Hatfields and their sausage. Even even when we had that conversation, your dad was looking at me, and I'm like not lying. Like, what is wrong with you people? And he literally looks at me like, no, what's wrong with you? You know?
Yes.
You know what would be great is if Jimmy Dean made a hot dog.
Oh God, here we go.
Yes,
Right?
please. Yes, please.
Here we go with the goddamn hot
It's
dogs.
fucking
eh?
brilliant.
So we're driving around this ranch, and I'm showing him. We think we're up there to target shoot. We're gonna. It's literally about AC having time after being stranded. People have to understand that contract deployments are a lot like normal deployments. They're
Can I ask you a question before you get into that?
yeah, but let me say the dates
Okay.
first. We know. So a deployment is 30, 65, 90. That's usually about how they go.
Yeah.
30 days, 65. I don't know anybody really who does a 30-day anymore.
No.
I know people that extend for 30 days, but I
Yeah.
don't know anybody
Yeah.
I don't know a company that thinks that it's feasible to fly you over, pay for the plane ticket, and then only get 4 weeks worth of work out of
Yeah.
it. So I didn't seen that toward the end of my career. So anyway, what question were you going to ask?
So it's just really for our audience. I already know, but
Okay.
the decompression part, why is that so critical?
Well, and that's okay. I'm glad you asked that because
Yeah.
that's what
It's
was.
just mainly for our audience.
Well, and
is
that's what this vacation for AC was to be. He is going back in February, very dedicated to his job. But when you live with your head on a swivel, 24/7, it's ridiculously intense,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you can't just come home like with me with one of my jobs right when you and I met. I got very antsy about driving around. I felt
Oh,
like I
yeah.
needed to drive all the time. And oh my God, there's garbage on the side of the road. I mean, that's kind of a stereotype, but that was something
Yeah,
that you
that
look
is.
for.
Walking in a room, and you're constantly looking for exits and people, and you're reading the people, and it just becomes such a second nature to you. And it's when you get, back to stateside, it's not a bad thing to do, but you take it to a next level at work. So you have to be able to kind of back it down a little bit. That way you're not freaking people out and you're not burning yourself out.
That makes sense.
Keep in line. Look over. Yeah, you can do it that way.
Okay.
He can move that too,
Oh,
Gemma,
yeah,
if he
you
needs
can,
to.
you
Yeah,
can
take
turn
if
that.
you're gonna talk to Gemma, you can go ahead and move it and stay with it. Just try to stay in front of the two black bars on the side.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it is. That's your target.
Ah,
there.
I got it.
Give
Tracking.
you something tracking now.
I'm tracking.
But it's
Hey,
it
medic,
is.
not sound guy. Usually I'm yelling at people.
Go figure. The comms guy is the guy that's a sound engineer. now.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that?
Yeah,
But no, and it ruins relationships.
because most, and I've heard this even before I really was around military or personnel, I guess you could say, that there's this huge, oh well, they can just come back and they can just talk and
Yeah.
they can just be normal. Well, their normal is normal where they came from. Here
Yeah.
it's not normal.
Yeah,
and it's
and
heightened
and your
coming.
your 60 95 days of normal was you're up, you have to check your brief, check the whiteboard,
Yep.
see if there's a movement for that day, see if there's any type of supply in, any type of supply out. Is there comms coming through?
To me, I think you're very naive to think that someone can just come back and have just chatterbox, and all reality they've been very reserved or hardly speaking to anyone about what you're doing or things of that nature. It's kind of like having somebody who is in like answering phone and expect them to talk all the time when they're home. That's the last thing they fucking want to do is talk to anybody because they do it all day.
Well, and the other thing you have to do is you have to understand that, especially in AC's situation, and we talked a lot about this. Yeah. Even he and I'm going to say it that way, I've had the same clearance. I don't anymore. So every now and then I kind of find myself trying to talk and being a little bit free with my speech, and I rein myself back in. He's never had to tell me, like, dude, that's, but luckily a lot of this stuff is not, it's not with the annex, it's not with the CIA and stuff like that. It's very much a personal security detail.
Well, it sounds like someone also helped you do the same thing.
Very much, and I had a friend that came home. I had been doing it.
You said it saved you.
It did, because of what was going on in my life. But one of the things that I have a hard time with, and I really want you to dive in on this.
Okay.
I want to talk to the spouses of people who are married, or maybe you're not married, but you're with somebody who's in this. This is not a profession.
No.
And it's the same as a military. And I would extend this to some military people. And I promise we won't stay on this very long, but this is something we want to kind of address.
Well, this is all part of
encompassing
the journey.
as into why we had this vacation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As into why we had this vacation
because some
plan.
people don't understand or are frustrated or
well, if you want me to be honest
naive.
with you, and this is where I want you to say yay or nay. This is where I think a lot of people are extremely selfish.
Yes.
Okay. This is not
True.
the job, and I would encourage people to do this from people who are deployed. But as a spouse, and there's a lot of men out there whose wives are deployed now. The job has changed.
Oh yeah.
It is not a job where you call your spouse up, because communication stateside has changed so drastically for both contractors and military personnel. You're able to call sometimes daily, hourly. Emails are cool. Like you can, the contact you can stay in is not like when I first started, when if you were on a deployment and you were in the special operations community, you maybe got to make a call after being there for 6 months. You got the one call. So that spouse is looking forward to that one call, and then they have to look forward to getting back.
As a reference, is 13 hours in Benghazi pretty accurate for home calls?
I think it was.
Yeah.
They were doing some Skypes, and he had his personal computers and stuff like that.
I just didn't tell how often is all.
No, they're talking about how souping up their wireless so they can get better signals and better calls. And
well, and if you also look, this is a detail that we pay attention to. They did their Skypes and their calls from their private rooms and out on their recreational area.
I saw.
They were never ever in a food area, ever in a and they had to use basically what you would call their public wireless server. Whereas opposed, you couldn't, and like you saw, like when they were going into like the office, one of my favorite scenes, and the guy shuts the door in his face. He's like, God, that's just so rude. And he puts his phone, because if you walk in there, like your personal phone, so that you walk through that door, that magnetic strip just fried every electronic device you just ever had.
So how are they able to operate inside there then?
Well, that stuff just stays inside there, and it's a wired environment. It's not wireless.
Oh, okay.
It is a hardwired environment. That way, when they have to do, because I got to take some classes in sensitive document disposal. Yeah,
and those are fun classes.
When you, because you get basically get trained to go into a room and just fucking torch that son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, legitimately good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Who doesn't like playing with fire?
Exactly, a lot of it, and banging stuff with sledgehammers and stuff like that. So this is not a job where you call up, and I'm sorry, but there are a lot of people that do this, and there's going to be some people that get mad. Yeah, you have experienced this.
Yes,
you don't call up, spouse, girlfriend, whatever you want to be. You don't call somebody.
Even family.
Or family. That's another good one.
Or friends.
Very
doesn't
good.
Matter.
Anybody. You don't call them up at this job, for one, we're usually no less than 9 to 12 hours in a different time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it is okay for you to be calling. Your chances are, and this is more often than not, like I'm touching on some, you're calling them while they're in bed.
Mm-hmm.
You're in contact with somebody out there on a regular, and you guys are trying to get that in passing. I'm calling it the twilight hours.
Oh yeah.
Because you're trying to catch them when they're getting out of bed. They're trying to catch you, and vice versa.
Yep.
You're on vacation, so you don't mind. It's 4 in the morning for you, but it's getting ready to the end of the workday for them.
Exactly.
So that is something you have to take into account.
Mm-hmm.
You don't call them up and go, well, my day is so much harder than yours, and you don't understand what I'm going. Guess what? There is nothing that person can do to change your day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
None. Nothing.
There's not a damn thing they can do.
Yeah.
They can't go to the bank for you. They can't give you more money. They can't talk you out of your shit. And I've even told people, and I'm going to use this as a kind of a vague example. Hey, AC had a dog named Skippy. And while AC's on a deployment, Skippy dies. If I'm AC's spouse, and this is Skippy's favorite dog, hey, how are things going? Things are going great. Skippy's all right. Skippy's doing fine. When we get off the plane, and I always tell people, don't go home right away.
No. Yeah, that's
Go
a
out to
big
eat.
mistake. Yeah.
Go out to eat. Have some minutes of decompression. If you have a spouse, I always suggest get a hotel room.
Now, decompression, so the audience knows, what does that mean?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
And I'm getting to that. And then you sit them down and go, hey, you were in a shitty situation. This is what happened while you were gone. Had to put Skippy down. Now, what you've done is you've delayed that time. You get to mourn together.
Yeah.
You've not taken that individual's mind off the job. If I call up AC, hey, oh my God, Skippy died. I had to put him down last night. And AC now it's 5:30 in the morning, has to still go through his day where he gets up, checks the movement, is told that there's a movement where he and
you guys don't get a day off.
no, not usually.
Period.
I mean, you get a down day.
Yeah.
But they can easily tell you, hey, we had an emergency movement come up. You got to wheels up in 10.
Yeah.
You got to go. Okay. So you have this on your mind. Oh man, Skippy died. This is such a bummer. Hey, you better put it out of your mind because you and 10 other guys have to
It's a life or death situation
protect
at that
the
point. Yeah.
ambassador in one of the most dangerous countries in the world for Americans. Don't do it. Okay. So the decompression thing is AC was coming back. Said, dude, this was a 90-day rotation that turned into
Let's see, 3.
a full year almost, right?
Yeah, I was like 2 weeks shy of a year, full.
I don't know a lot of guys that did full-on deployments that did that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, a deployment was, you had like a month of work up and a month of this, and then you go for 6 or 7 months, come back, and there's a down work and all this. But no, this was 340 days, boots on ground.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it's not even my first time doing that, so that's.
Oh my God, man!
It still had to have been rough.
Yeah, it was rough. It was pretty rough.
So the decompression, that's what we set the vacation up for.
It's
Is to
almost
come
to
home.
kind of be climatized to
Yeah, that's.
to almost
Well, you're going to have jet lag
on your own time.
just
man.
automatically.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
still jet lagged.
Yeah.
and I'm a couple
this
weeks
might be a
in.
horrible analogy, but it's probably because I don't know, but it's probably like putting a wild tiger in a cage and expecting them not to act like a wild tiger.
Yeah, that's actually a really shitty analogy. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
no. Well, if it is, then I mean, it's help me do a better one.
No.
Like, almost like a decompression mode of getting used to not being
Yeah.
up high all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It very much
On
is.
your own time.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, it would be like being on speed, and then you
Oh,
take,
so
and then
that's
you
a way
take.
better
Not
one than I
only do you
said.
take the speed
Yeah.
away, not only do you take the speed away from the person, now the person's day is night, night is day, and your body's sitting there going,
No, yeah. It's
"What the fuck?" That's where a lot of guys fall into Ambien. I think
yeah.
is a serious issue in the
Yep.
in the. And then I have a good friend, and I haven't gotten his permission yet, but he was with Fifth Group, SIF, and in personal life, somehow he First, it was hard to sleep. And that was, you don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First, it was hard to sleep. So then we went to the Ambien. Then it was hard to get over the Ambien in the morning and stay focused. So we went to the Adderall. Ambien in the double A. Ambien in the morning, Adderall at night. Or Adderall at night, Adderall in the morning, Ambien at night. You know, and he had some issues. And he's doing a lot right now to help out the community. But the decompression is you need quiet.
Yes.
You need quiet. You need a neutral situation, because when your head is on this swivel, the first thing you're going to do is you've spent 340 days protecting one of the most important people in an entire region, trying to keep it stable. That's your job. You're in a place where everybody hates you. Everybody wants to shoot you for no reason. You don't pray to the to the God that they do. And sometimes you may even pray to the same God, but you don't do it the way that they do. We're talking a culture that has absolutely no concept of time, no concept of age.
Oh, man.
You know, I mean, and so you come from that. You've been doing it. You travel home. You don't turn that off when you're in foreign airports. If anything else, it's
probably gets
heightened.
worse.
Yeah,
for a
it is
while.
heightened because it's unfamiliar territory.
Yeah. And then you come home, you're back in somewhat of a familiar territory, and that switch of protection gets turned just right back on. I mean, you go home, check to make sure that where their weapons were when they left, has nothing to do with the spouse. Spouse gets completely ignored. Dog gets completely ignored. First, when they find their weapon situation, then they find out what their perimeter situation has. Anything changed? New neighbor. I mean, because that's all you've been doing. And so much of it turns into a I don't want to say instinctual act where your body just does it.
It would be.
It's almost like a unconscious habit.
There we go.
Yeah,
Just all of a sudden
better.
this is an unconscious, habit. So that's what this. Okay, we're done with talking about the serious stuff and how to be a spouse.
That's why you guys went to this.
Yeah.
So
that
we
was
went
the
to
whole
a place where it's quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so quiet. It's quiet.
Yeah.
There's sometimes
And-
you're like, Jesus.
Yeah. Even you're like, Jesus, I need.
Am I deaf?
No, I always know I'm not deaf because I have the tinnitus in my ear, so it's constantly ringing. So
I got a little friend that rings. Yeah, you got a little friend that rings.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But so when we're up there driving around, and what do we come across? Wolf tracks. And there's ranchers that are on that Mr. Dan's ranch right now leasing for grass. This automatically turns into fucking Operation Wolf Hunt.
I think it's funny.
We start tracking these things at like 4:30
Because I know
in the
how
morning.
you are, and I can just about imagine that yours
he's
is
just
as bad.
Are you kidding me? We were doing full on tactical dismounts, and we got our shit wired tight after like day one. We didn't even have to have a workup, But there was a problem. Oops, God damn it. We kept fucking running out of alcohol. So there's a little.
Never mind the ammo. That's just like pretty sure they'll come back when they run out of ammunition. I'm like, no, I don't think that's
I
gonna
don't
happen.
think you understand.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No,
I don't even, and that was what I was
Like,
most
did you see
concerned
what
about.
they brought up there?
Yeah. I
me
think that I
show
was
you.
more concerned about some sheriff or some state patrolman
Thinking
looking
that
in the
they
back
were,
of
like,
the truck.
creating,
Oh, that we were some type of white supremacist,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
militia or some
Oh,
shit.
shit.
So we go into town, and we didn't take off our tack belts. And we got schmogs around because it was it's cold up there in the
Yeah.
morning.
I love schmogs. God,
It's just
man.
I made fun of them.
I did
And
too.
they're one of the greatest things.
Yeah,
they
once
keep
I
you
started wearing them,
cool
I
in the
was
summer, warm in the winter.
Yep.
Kind of like dating a fat girl.
like, exactly.
That's a Marine joke. So
Yeah.
those ladies that are out there that are overweight, I'm sure you're upset with me, but that wasn't my joke. I did not bring that.
Yeah, that's definitely a Marine joke.
Yeah. So we drive into this. I fell in love with this little town.
Oh yeah, I love that little town. That is the greatest little town.
Grass Range, Montana. It is when I say it is a dot,
Yeah.
like literally, and I do not want to offend anybody in Grass Range. In fact, I'm going to give so much mad props to it. If you're traveling through Grass Range, their gas is usually 5 cents less than in the big cities. Yep, that's where they go.
Yep.
They have basically 2 stores there. One's a mercantile. The other store is like, and I'm gonna like just for because when you're in those little small towns, it would literally one of the stores was like, and I'm gonna make it up, but it was like Wrangler restaurant / laundry / post office / gas station / and it was all
it was like a Searbucks catalog from
Yeah.
back in the day.
That's
They
right.
just had everything.
Yeah.
Took care of everything.
And then their mercantile was cool, and it wasn't too ridiculously expensive.
No, it was very.
So we pull into the gas station, and I'm like, AC, I don't think there's any booze here. The next town is 45 miles away. We don't care.
Yeah. Well, then
We'll
we saw
go
the
if we need to.
Budweiser truck.
Yeah, so we saw the Budweiser truck play. So we're looking at the Budweiser truck, and the way we're looking at him, the guy probably looked at us like, it is early in the morning. It's like, dude, are these guys fucking hurting already? Like, do they have a problem? So we back up, and there's this woman kind of working, and there's this trailer in front of a store that's next to the mercantile. We would find out later it was formerly it was a restaurant. And I will say one thing. I feel so bad for these small businesses in these little towns because you know it was probably next to impossible to make that work.
Oh yeah.
You knew it just had to be next to impossible. And neat little area inside. They had a great little bar. So we asked this woman. We say, "Hey, do y'all have a liquor store in town?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, this is it." I'm like, "Oh." She goes, "We're really not open yet. We're not supposed to open for a couple more weeks, but you guys can come in and take a look." And they're about ready to have. They're gonna have a little bar up there, and it's a nice bar. Like I want to film up there. Like it was really
Oh
nice.
yeah, it's a really neat little.
As a reference, is it kind of like the Caboose?
No,
Or different.
It's smaller.
Oh, okay.
It is a wood U.
Ooh.
The bartender sits back.
Yeah.
So she takes us over there, and basically what she's opening up is their personal liquor cabinet.
Oh God.
And
Jesus.
so we proceed to buy 2 bottles, large bottles. We buy a bottle of the Jamo because they didn't have any local whiskeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then we bought a bottle of the Crown Apple.
Props to the Jameson. I mean, it's
tried and true. It's always going to do you right.
It'll do you wrong too. But.
Oh yeah, it'll butt fuck your soul.
Oh,
I mean, it's been. I'm sure there are many people who have lost careers, marriages, and all kinds of brain cells on the JMO.
Yes.
Yeah. Matt Best used to use JMO in a lot of his videos.
I think you might be right.
And they got like when he did that one like how to be an operator, and he was like drinking Jameson over the bar.
What is their until they started making their own whiskey, right?
Yeah. Well, no. JMO was not happy that they were using their name and label.
What?
That's why when Evan was first part of them,
Yeah.
they came out there and he had the deal, and they said, "Oh, something," and they were making fun of it. And the guy goes, "Here, I'll fix that problem." And he flicks the bottle, and it goes pling, and then it goes to blurring out the bottle from there on out.
Oh.
So I don't know, and I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
I think that's
Especially
very stupid.
Number of military personnel that have just gotten completely shithoused on Jameson.
Arrested.
So why?
How many
didn't they
careers
want?
ended at the Marine Ball over a bottle of JMO?
Exactly. I mean, and who hasn't sat there and just went back with a bottle of Jameson?
Oh God.
Why did they say why they didn't want it in their
No,
video?
I never heard why. And that's why
Probably
like with
didn't
some
go
of
along with
these local bottles and stuff that we try. This is just our stuff that hey, we want you to support our local stuff. If you find it in your if you find it like, hey, and Utah is not local for us. I love Park City, Utah. We almost moved to Salt Lake. I love.
I still want to.
I love Utah.
It's a mixture of Bozeman and Billings to me.
See, he still likes that Bozeman shit.
I love.
I can't get behind that.
I'm not for Bozeman itself. I'm for the view, Paradise Valley. That's it.
See, we had that conversation, but Paradise Valley, where you have to like make like $1 million a year,
Jesus,
and you're still broke at $1 million.
Yeah.
It
doesn't make any sense. No, I've never moved to Bozeman.
Now, Belgrade is nice though. Belgrade's kind of like the kind of an offset of Bozeman. So it's like a small town Bozeman because I have a lot of friends in Belgrade.
Is there a college in Belgrade?
No. Well, I don't think so. It's been a long time since I've been there.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, Belgrade was our hotspot for COVID in Montana.
I'm sure.
Like
No
all
way.
all of a sudden, like boom, all COVID was in.
That's so
It
weird.
may not have been that. I might be wrong, but I actually thought it was a college town.
Yeah, well, they might have a community college there because I know the big college is, well, obviously Bozeman.
Bozeman and Missoula.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, they're cool. And this guy is opening up a cowboy hat store and a leather store there. And I start talking to him about the saddle, and I looked at it, and the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, that's a such and such, not like your L Bar S." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" Well, about this conversation starting to happen, and I want to start looking at cowboy. You know my thing for cowboy hats.
Yeah.
I will
It's like
keep.
your
I don't even
crack.
hardly wear them anymore. But by
No.
God, I'll collect them. You know, like there was a thing that a hat company did in town, and until they do me right, they did a hat for me years ago, and it's the biggest piece of junk I've ever had. And it was a custom hat, and I was mad about it because I always wanted a gun barrel gray
Ooh,
hat.
Yeah.
And horrible. I'm gonna give him one more shot, but you don't spend $1,500 on a hat, and
Oh, yeah. No.
you don't do it.
Nope.
So this guy's starting this hat company up there. Well, he knew me through rodeo, but he knew who I was.
Yeah.
Now, how he recognized me, because I literally look like I belong in
Do you want me to tell you?
Zero Dark 30.
It's your nose.
It's because, ready for this? So we're driving down the road, and I said, you know what? That shit happens because I look like Sylvester Stallone and Woody Harrelson had a love child.
Yeah.
He literally does this number.
Everybody does.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly.
Everybody does.
He goes, now I get it. Yeah, all right.
Well, you have a very distinct face. Whatever your body does, you have a very distinct face.
Oh, well, thank you, I think. No. So, next thing you know, the lady from the mercantile next door, she goes, I've got beer over here.
Yeah.
And here goes the connoisseur of beer. And he just disappears.
Yeah.
He's gone.
You threaten me with beer, I'm there. It's done.
And I don't drink beer. You know,
you're definitely not a beer drinker.
I'm one of those people that I like to keep my six-pack. And
Hey, there's nothing wrong. You can drink beer and have a six-pack. You just got to spend like an extra hour at the
at the
gym.
gym,
No big deal.
So I could talk to this guy for a while, and I'm going to order a hat from him. I'll plug him on the show one of these days. But if you go through Grass Range, you got to stop at the mercantile.
Yeah,
you got to stop
it's-
at their restaurants. You know, they need all the biz they can get. Such nice people.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just almost disgusting. I'm like, oh,
Aw.
folks. But the funnier thing was we went back the next day, but I'll get back to that in a second. So, once again, Indiana Jones a beer over here finds, and we will plug them. It was Blood Orange Blonde.
Yep, Blood Orange Blonde from Bozeman Brewery.
Brosman Brewery, and it was awesome.
Yes.
And it was best. It was best at 4:30 in the morning.
Yes, it was.
Was it like a sunrise drink?
Oh God, yes.
Especially if you look, because we just leave the beer outside all night. That way it's like
And it's
ice
still
cold.
It was just like
Yeah.
almost slushy, you know.
Yeah.
And so we buy some. Now we had wanted to go and get something other than steak. This is where the Matt Best
Yeah.
video comes in,
Yeah,
because
'cause
in one of his videos, he yells at one of his friends. He goes, "Hey, I think it's JT. Hey, JT, we need to go to the store and get some toothpaste." And they walk out with 4 cases of beer. And go, "God damn it, we forgot the toothpaste." We get back to the ranch and we start looking at the alcohol. We're like, "God damn it, we forgot the fucking other food." So we'll go
Did you
ahead.
not even purchase it or just forget it?
Oh,
that
we
you
completely
bought it?
forgot
Yeah, we
it.
just
Oh
went
my
straight.
god!
Yeah, we
We
just
went
funny.
straight veteran.
yeah, just the stereotype of veteran
Yeah.
was so thick. It was so
That's
strong with the
hilarious.
force. And we're just sitting there going, "My God, we just did this!" Like literally, we
And you
said
were
we
just
weren't
We're
going
gonna
to do it. Yeah,
So,
And we did
that's
it.
even worse. So you guys talked
We
about
were
it,
we were making fun of the stereotypes the whole way down there, and then
and then you wind up doing it.
then we did it. Yep.
Oops.
I just, oh God.
Some people's kids.
So once again, and ladies and gentlemen, just so that you know, what I did is I've been on the carnivore diet, and I just assumed that everybody was on the carnivore diet with me, and we had 4 days straight
he
of.
failed to.
Yeah, here we go.
He failed to remember who he was hanging out with.
Yeah. The people who can eat,
The
like there is
gene.
no.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he thinks it's a great thing, but the fact
It's a
I am
curse.
constantly hungry no matter what is horrible. It's like I'm constantly at SEER training.
He doesn't know the struggle.
You know,
know.
ladies and gentlemen, the funnier thing of it is I watched AC put down a lot of food, and I just
And it's
couldn't
the
keep
it's the
up.
hover too. We all do it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the funnier thing of it was is I couldn't keep up.
Did you ever
I was-
tell
hold on.
him? Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna tell folks, I'm not gonna tell AC's age because he definitely could have a career in Hollywood. So you never want to talk. I'm gonna tell you, he ain't no fucking kid.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
He ain't no fucking kid. But what I'm gonna tell you, this motherfucker looks like those fucking hot dudes in the CrossFit games that like take off their shirt and they're all ripped and shit. And I'm looking at him going, "Put your fucking shirt on, asshole.
Look
You're
at
pissing
me,
me off."
see me roar.
I'm sitting here, you know. I'm like, God
Want
damn
to
it.
take it to the gun show?
Yeah, like put your goddamn shirt
Want to
on.
take it to the car wash?
Mount the porpoise.
Did
Jesus.
you ever tell him that story?
No, we'll have to
Oh
tell
my
that one.
God.
So we get back and, you know, like, did we really forget? Oh, well, we did take up a jar of pickled asparagus.
Oh God.
Now it was a very
Which
large.
I bet
hold on.
you guys
Yeah, hold on.
smelled.
Yeah, like,
Oh my God.
like I can't even describe. Like, we would get outside of the truck, you know, because we're doing these huge. We had our patrol route that we did for whatever patrols we did 3 times a day.
Yeah.
For Operation Wolf Hunt. You know, I'm not going to apologize for it. It was a fucking blast.
It
And
really
we
was.
were, you know, we're on private property driving around. We're drinking. Hell yeah, you know. And we would get out and go to the bathroom, and I'm like, well, I wonder if the scent of the urine will scare anything away or draw it in. And we would be gone for hours and come back. And the bathroom in that old ranch house still smelled like asparagus urine.
Oh my God,
Like-
you guys.
Well, and then I actually also did buy 2 packages of asparagus wrapped in bacon for the first night too. Well, we did stop at Taco John's.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, fuck Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To hell with the bell.
Boycotted
Yep.
Bell.
To hell with the bell.
What's
So-
funny is after I listened to that podcast, I was like, yeah, okay, no more Taco Bell.
Or Taco
Did
Bell.
you try and order it? It's the principle of it.
No, I didn't. I was, obviously
Yeah.
not
Oh,
in the
yeah,
Taco Bell
duh.
area.
Sorry
But
about that.
there's like 2 restaurants open on the drive up here.
Yeah.
Like Taco Bell and McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, screw it. I'll eat McDonald's for.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know McDonald's is going to tear me up, but on principle,
Yes,
I'm not. Just because that was the stupidest damn thing I've ever heard.
It
I'm
was,
actually
wasn't it?
starting to think sooner or later this show is going to get called by Taco Bell
I
saying,
don't care.
stop fucking talking
They
about
will get
us.
the wrath of this. I
Well,
swear
then
to
make your
God.
food as good as Taco John's, folks.
Well, it has nothing to
Exactly.
do with that.
And
It's
don't be
just,
stupid. Like, you can order it on an app, but you can't order it at the window.
makes no
I guess, and
freaking
I was
sense.
reading, you know, that's getting worse.
I don't know
That there
why.
are full menus that are only for the apps and stuff like that. Well, somebody was telling me, I was reading something.
What to me? What is the difference? Please tell me the difference.
Exactly. Like,
Well, what I was told by somebody in the know.
ooh, do tell, do tell.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, you know, I always try to find out who we're talking shit about so we don't get sued. And
Oh, that's pretty long.
Somebody's got to
yeah,
do that. Yeah.
thank God, podcast. You know, because you know my history's in radio. You've listened to a lot of all of our podcasts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All I can tell you is I wouldn't have just gotten fired for doing what I've done in radio and just the podcasts I've done here. And a lot of people don't know that I do podcasts under different names for other people
Oh,
sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like they want an opinion. You know, there's like, what is your opinion on Joe Biden? My name is Tracy Smith, and this is my, because it's just those are not opinions that I share. On our sets and in our studios, we have a rule: leave your politics and your religion outside. And you've heard that. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
And so, but so what they think is that they want Taco Bell to be the first restaurant. Oh, we're really gonna do this. They want to be the first
Please,
fast
sir, can I have another?
food. This is the stuff that we were gonna go to this evening, and we are now a half a bottle down.
Well, okay.
But you're liking it too.
And your guys' sake, these bottles
in our defense,
are very deceiving.
At least
They-
somebody
they
came to
are
our
this
defense
thick.
and booze.
And half the alcohol. I
It's
swear to
still
God, they're
750
so deceiving.
milliliters of fluid, Jamie.
That is not fair.
That is just. Yeah, that is almost a liter.
Shit, me talking shit of having
Yeah.
energy drink and wine and like.
And
Yeah,
you
you
have
all
one
give
of
me
your
shit for double
And
fisting
water.
at the bait.
Oh my God. So no,
I'm like the gal on
I don't
Eurovision.
know.
2 for me.
if somebody has this, please email us in at the show. Speaking of which, I want to talk about how popular we are in Afghanistan. That's weird. What?
I gotta pee.
Okay, well, hold on.
Oh.
But so
Don't make us pull this podcast over.
don't. We will turn this podcast right the fuck around, young lady. You know what's funny is we're not even intoxicated. We're not even close. This might be a 3-part series on this. Enough podcasts.
Don't make me use my Shigo.
Okay, I told him the story of the Shigo, and he's just
I
sitting
was banking on it.
and I was like, yep. I was like, right when she was done, she dangled the
Yep.
the dew
If
off
J-
the
if,
lily just
Gemma
like a
had a
pro.
dick.
Yep. That's why your comedy routine's gonna be if I had a
Gonna be
penis.
top shelf.
The top shelf if I had a penis. So no, anyway, and then we'll move on for it. So Taco Bell supposedly is going to be the first delivery and drive-through only fast food restaurant.
Well, it is
You
a
will not-
drive-through restaurant,
You will not be able to dine in.
which is fine.
But then they want to lose the drive-through. They want it to be nothing but walk outside delivery.
Makes no freaking sense.
I
no
don't think
sense.
it does. I don't have the neighbor's dog started a howl?
I actually haven't heard them.
Oh, okay. I worry because dumb shit's out there.
Oh, I forgot he was out there.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We don't
My bad.
we don't need our dire wolf getting into the neighbor's yard and feasting. But yeah, the whole to hell with the bell thing.
Yeah.
So
Was it Demolition Man where they won the franchise?
yeah, the one the franchise
Yeah,
wars. So
they're
every
not
restaurant's
going to
talking
win
about.
it. I mean,
No.
I'm
I
not a
forgot
marketing
about that.
major, but
No.
they're not going to win this
But
one.
the thing of it is I'll be honest with you, and I ate Taco Bell for a lot of years.
Oh yeah.
Now,
I enjoy I
Taco
actually
Bell-
do miss the food,
well,
but I'm not
see,
gonna go.
And a lot of people don't realize that Taco Bell is what do they call it? There was an article, and there's restaurants out there, and it's basically vegan by accident. Like Taco Bell cheese is not real cheese.
Nope.
That's vegan cheese. And they really have tried to keep the menu, but their meat, as long as you're getting it from that joke down there in Colorado, I mean, you don't even know if that's a real cow or not, like the meat that goes into it. Is it good? I still eat it, it's still beef. But I'm sorry, Taco John's. God, we miss you guys up here. We really miss Taco John's. But
Those street tacos.
that's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Oh,
And we have had street tacos in Texas. We've had street tacos all over.
San Diego.
And I'm telling you, I would put Taco John's, some of their street tacos, up against half of them vendors
Well, the
that I would
coolest
wait all
thing
night
is-
for.
is
Oh, yeah.
I have Taco John's just down the street at location B.
Okay.
So
That's before we went out of town, before we came and saw you at location B, that's where we went.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he had to ask me, well, what do you want? Like, really?
Duh.
Duh. Street tacos.
What the hell is wrong with
Was
you?
there really anything else? So, anyway, we eat the steak and bacon again at night
And again.
and again.
And again. And again.
Now,
And again.
mind you, we have bought the bottle of Jameson at 10:30 in the morning on day 2 of the operation. We barely had enough for coffee the next morning. It was gone.
Well, it is
and we
between
also
the two of you.
and
I mean-
but there was also 8 beers involved, and we're not talking little no Coors bullshit. We're talking some real beer. And I'm kind of sitting here, and I'm like, there was that one.
brewery beer.
God, it's good.
It hits a little harder.
Oh, yeah.
It
does
a lot.
have a higher
It does,
percent
and
per volume.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
I was making fun of the stereotype that Ranger Up made fun of years ago, shit that veterans don't say.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we have too much beer. So the next day, here we are in this quandary again of we are out of booze.
Yeah, because we drank that because we had the Jameson and there was the Apple Crown.
We started with the Apple
Which is
Crayon.
so good.
Yeah.
And that stuff, I got to be honest with you, that goes down too smooth.
It does. Like
It's just water, and it just like I'm looking at it, and we froze it. I thought,
yeah.
we'll have enough. We opened that bottle that night. We just drank beer throughout the day. We tried to be good boys. So the funnier part was when we went down the second day in a row
You're so cute.
to get beer.
So cute.
Yeah, well, we love the little town. Like it was just so
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that didn't help either. I mean,
Well,
you
when
know,
we
I
go
think, yeah.
and when we go back up, we're gonna make it a point to eat at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, we are real big.
Oh yeah,
and Ace,
absolutely.
you are, you know, we're real big about supporting local wherever we go. That's
Yeah.
that's something that we kind of do, you know.
Yeah.
And so we pull in, and there are these two. Now we had been shooting the night before, so we left the guns just in, like set up in the bed of the truck that we're borrowing, which is a very big, gorgeous truck with tinted windows. We pull in,
That happens.
and we're on the other side of one of the, you know, both of these state patrolmen are
Not
filling
a
up.
stereotypical contracting move at all.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
so
Tinted
stereotypical.
windows or tinted windows, and
We're covered in schmogs, wearing nothing but 511 everything.
No.
I even
had
have
cried
my
on.
father.
Oh,
doing
that's.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You did have
I
some
did
Cry
have-
Precision.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
had my cry pants
Yeah,
on.
Cry
Yeah.
Precision and
We even
511.
have my father wearing 511 now.
You know, oh, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Did you
I
see
love
that
it.
last
Did you
night?
see
Yeah,
that?
I did notice that. I did notice that.
I wasn't sure if he was gonna like it, and he actually won't get the hell out of them now, which is good.
They're great. But you know what? He said the same thing you did.
Huh?
He can't stand their ripstop. Thinks it's junk.
It's stupid.
Yeah, but they're Apex pants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can
Oh,
talk about the
okay.
products. Yeah.
So, because I have the problem because I work out a lot, so I've got the thighs and the butt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm, especially at work, 'cause I have to do a lot of bending, moving, and sitting.
Let me tell you about that butt and thighs.
Oh shit.
If I were gay, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I kept telling him, put that goddamn
Did he
shirt
do the
on.
booty wiggle?
He could have. I'd have made,
The
if I
Cameron Diaz booty wiggle?
if I'd had some money, I'd have made it rain.
Yeah.
I'd have made it rain for him.
But anyway, so the Apex pants, they're a stretchier material, but they're very super durable because I wear them like every day at work. And I am hard on clothes. I just, by nature, hard on clothes. Then you add in what I do for work on that.
Yeah.
And these pants last. I mean, I can bend in them. I can squat in them. I've
Are
actually.
they from 511?
They are
Yeah,
5'11".
they're
I'll have to
5'11"
take a look at
pants.
that.
I
See.
actually worked out in them once. Just
No
to,
shit.
and I do some hardcore
Just to
workout.
see if they would.
Yeah, trying to
Move
blow them
with you.
apart.
And, yeah.
No
nothing.
problem. They are literally the only.
Whoa.
I'm wearing a pair right now, actually. So
Go figure.
Huh.
yeah.
This podcast brought to you by 511 Tactical Clothing.
Don't you point at me.
I'm pointing at you. I am pointing at you.
Yeah.
Because we go from advertising 511 to wondering if you've had too much to drink.
Then everybody laughs at me because they're like, well, how are you on a little bit of alcohol? I'm like, oh, I'm the same. I just laugh more. I said, when I start laughing, it tickles my stomach, so it makes it even worse.
You are not the same. That there's nothing.
It depends on what I'm on.
It depends on what I'm on.
on.
Yeah,
And-
what are we talking about here? Are we
Okay, if
supposed to-
I'm by
Do tell the
myself
doc.
going into into a bar, I'll listen. I prepare myself to be alone, and so I'm a little bit more aggressive going into the. Like I wish a motherfucker would. But yeah.
Jesus, you guys have the same fucking dunna. It's just ridiculous sometimes. How do we get on talking about 511? Oh,
'Cause-
because you're doing the.
Oh, the
because
rip
we were.
stop.
Oh yeah, because we were talking about we were wearing 511.
Yeah.
He's got cry pants on.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I immediately see this young state patrolman staring at the truck. I roll down the windows. We both get out. We've got
And you're all like geared up.
oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
and we have M4s in the console. M4 platforms in the console of the truck. You can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what are you doing?
Adjusting.
You literally do realize you literally put it exactly right back to where you just took
No,
it
it was
from.
like way lower.
That's what you think. Why don't you have another drink there, Gemma? Oh, yeah. Your girlfriend's gonna weep tears of pain when I bite that finger clean off. Name the Marine and name the movie. No. Gunny Highway.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Hamburger Hill. That's what I wanted to say, but I'm like, wait a minute. I think
It
it's.
says, I think.
Heartbreak Ridge.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, that's right. Heartbreak, not Hamburger Hill.
So not
That's
Hamburger.
wait,
Hamburger Hill was an
yeah,
army.
That was an army movie. Yeah, I
So-
should have another drink.
Wrong
We-
ranch.
we we were all getting slaughtered around that time, and it all kind of just rolls into the same spaghetti pool. So we make sure that we let this guy see what's going on,
Oh,
because both
no.
these state patrolmen kind of give us a look,
Yeah.
schmogged out, hats that stand out. We are not being a gray man right now.
No, absolutely not.
Bad you.
We are the dudes that roll into town that literally we were sitting there going, I wish some piece of shit would try to freaking knock off this store right now with me here.
Yeah.
Because it was just
Actually,
like...
we had that discussion.
We had that discussion
Yeah.
because it was like, I could imagine some guy running into a little town store thinking he's going to get something. Oh my God, we have enough firepower to hold off a third world country. So anyway... One of the state patrolmen had already gone in, got himself some coffee or what have you, and was on his way out. And he looked at us too. He's a little bit older. And the young guy, and he might have been old, but he didn't look.
Some people just have a baby face.
He didn't look confident.
No,
poor
no.
kid.
And that was the thing that made me nervous, is because when law enforcement guys, it's just been my experience, when they're not confident, they have a tendency to go to their tool belt. Yeah, they started to howl. They have a tendency to go to the tool belt right away. And that's
Well, and by the way you guys looked,
yeah.
you probably
Yeah.
made him nervous.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That's why we know it. He says, "Hey, where are you guys headed?"
Because it's not the norm.
He starts to cop us right away.
Of course.
Hey, where are you guys headed? Oh, we're staying up. We use the last name. We're staying up at so and so's ranch, doing a little wolf hunting. He goes, "Oh, did you get anything?" And he used it as an excuse to look in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Said, "No, not yet, but boy, we're sure having fun practicing." He said, "Oh, you guys take care." Hey, you, and I looked at him and said, "Hey, man, you be safe out there today." And then he relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, man, be safe out there today. And then he relaxed. So we went into, the Mercantile was a bustling. It had a crowd, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, just old cowboys that have probably stories of, like, I don't know, coming over in a fucking wagon or something like that. They're so old and moving around. And the people in the store, so polite. What's interesting is the people at the store, they try to wait on you like, by God, they want to give you service.
Yeah.
Aw.
You know, the people waiting in line and shopping, they're pretty cool with just moving at the pace that,
Yeah.
did you ever see Zootopia?
Yeah.
Nick.
Yes. The sloth.
Yeah. But they were nice. They're just kind of sitting there shooting the bull and stuff like that. So he gets his stuff. Somehow I'm behind in line. Oh, we got some really good food. He got Thin Mint cookies. We got
Chili
cheese Fritos with nacho cheese. And so we could eat something different. We both got spicy hot noodle bowls.
Yeah.
Literally a operator mainstay of them. Freaking operator cup of noodle bowls. I don't know why. And I had my very first one of those in the office in 19th group because I'd forgotten lunch, or something like that. Master Sergeant Lewisburg, don't know where you are. Hope you're doing good. Gave me one of those, and I was forever born into the spicy noodle bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
what is
funny.
about it.
Yeah. It's one of those net stereotype.
It's a stereotype, just rolls,
That
keeps
is
rolling along.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So the lady, look, we had been into town twice. That's it. And I get into there, and she says, "Well, how you guys been doing?" Doing pretty good. She goes, "You're the two guys staying up at the Alder Ranch shooting the
'Cause you were
shooting
the
the
talk
shooting
of
the
the
wolves."
town.
And I'm like, and I'm kind of sitting there, and I'm like, how the fuck did that? But folks, when we say that this is a small town, I don't think a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's small towns, and then there's Montana small towns.
Yeah.
Like, isn't Luther one of the last towns on a dirt road?
Oh, I don't know. I know it's been there a very long time.
And they still have like a one-room school up there that is like K through 12, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Like, it's legit small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's interesting is you are from one of those legit small towns. I had more fun going to one of their high school when we did it by accident.
I took him to a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
in
yep.
Park City, Montana.
Yep.
And they only play 8-man football.
Yep. Yeah, we used to do the same thing at the school, my grade school.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. There's another one of those. Was it C or B or something like that?
C school.
C school, yeah.
Yeah.
Just super small. And if like all the boys in the 7th and 8th grade or 6th and 5th classes didn't show up for a sport, we didn't field a team. Like,
Oh, really?
You know how
Yeah,
I always
really.
remembered it? We are the sexy school. That's how I remember we
Oh,
were C school. And I graduated in 007. Come on.
Checking the gate, moving on.
I don't even know why I'm married to you.
Oh, I do, but yeah. I got the golden pouch. But that's beside the point. So we're driving, but we go back and
I have the
we're able
golden
to
ticket. Sorry.
need another drink there. We're gonna do another show, so you better start pacing yourself a little bit. Do we need to get a little bit more food in you? It's not like you did. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna come back to this. These two, the fucking appetite you guys have. I'm so mad at my fucking appetite.
Do you know what I'm
And
sad
so
about?
no, I'm finishing this fucking story. I'm sitting there. We have a great restaurant in Laurel, Montana. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Pelican Cafe. No, and it's this really neat, like
Yeah, it
old
is so
school
cool.
looking drive-in.
Did you see it then?
Yeah, he watched
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
Neat. That was a
and
really neat place.
and the guy is a killer chef.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker is in there at 4 a.m. and works until midnight cooking.
Yeah.
Like he is
They don't
really
close till 10, I think.
Ooh.
No, that's
Yeah.
no. In the summertime, they stay up until midnight.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
And if there's like a turnaround, if you've never lived in a refinery town, a turnaround is when they do equipment upgrades and cleans, and they have to bring in large staff from other
They
states and
always
stuff like
They
that,
always seem to add a tower or two.
or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or some bridge or
Well,
whatever.
they add one, then take another one down,
I
and it's
think so.
so. Anyway, these two, fuck, man, I don't know. I feel like I'm so oppressed, and I have these ridiculous, and because I'm only half breed, so I have like half white problems in the modern first world. And I'm sitting there trying to stay back on my diet. I mean, even when we were gone, I stayed carnivore the whole time.
No.
I did get a lot of alcohol calories. I'm pretty sure that was my carbohydrates, but we were freezing it to death so much. Pretty sure I wore that stuff
Oh,
off.
yeah.
You know,
It was a
Well,
little chilly up there.
yeah, it got a little rough a couple times. But these two this morning, we got back yesterday, and AC is the only one to sleep on the new studio couch, which we have gotten the after-action report thereof, and he says it is in one of the top 5 couches
Yes, it is.
he's ever
comfortable.
slept on.
Like I actually can move when I wake up in the morning, which is saying something because a lot of beds I get up and I have to do the whole. Takes me 20 minutes to get out of bed,
Yeah.
and take a hot shower type thing.
I don't even know how old those beds were because I slept on the couch. I don't know how old those beds were up at the ranch, but I am pretty sure they saw President Johnson in office.
Oh yes,
I'm not kidding.
Well, not a lot of people have used that
No.
cabin.
but they were still those beds
They're
are still
still
comfortable.
nice.
Yeah, it was
they
interesting,
are
you
still-
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect firmness. That was what they were perfect beds. It was pretty funny.
You know, and I'll
Slept
tell
like a
you,
baby.
like, you see these old amenities, and it's like the floor heat was just
Yeah.
epic.
Oh, and don't stand. Note to the audience: if the floor heat turns on and you're standing on it, you don't want to stand there. You will burn your feet.
Yeah, you will scorch the f out of
Yeah.
your feet. So this morning we said we're gonna get breakfast, and I'm sitting here and we ordered out from, and it's inexpensive,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's really good, too.
amazing food. And so here I am, and Jamie's like, "Would you like your regular?" Yeah. AC's like,
No.
yeah. I was the one that almost did it.
Drink.
Yeah,
back
this is a faux pas. I got it. Oh, you
Oh,
want me to take another drink? Oh,
Oh
my
my
God.
God.
I'm so upset about
Oh.
this. Woo. Anyway, so I
The
get,
struggle's real.
and I can only eat like 2 tablespoons of the hash browns because I have to stay away from starch for the most part. I have 1 piece of the 4 halves of toast. I'd kind of tear up the sausage links with 2 eggs over easy. It's a very small meal. These 2 motherfuckers order both. They could have. I thought, oh, you know what they'll do? They'll share. I say nay, nay.
Why would I share?
Yeah,
And that's the
makes
thing.
No sense.
They both order this monstrous 4 biscuit, full biscuit, biscuits and gravy. And you both fucking murdered it. Like you destroyed it. Like it did you wrong in the old neighborhood. And I'm just sitting there and I'm sitting there because my stomach is so fucking shrunk from not eating anything. And you guys are like, nom, 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 and talking all the way. And I'm just sitting there going, I got my salad. You know, I'm like,
Did you
God.
tell him when we went to the Northern?
Oh, well, I was talking about that one other time. Oh, that's a funny story.
Yeah.
Let's get into that. We'll talk about eating stories here and stuff like that. So finish the vacation and then we'll talk into eating stories. So we, on the 3rd night, come across tracks, and
Oh yeah,
we've
that's
been
right,
out.
we're on that
It's in the
story.
dark. We're hunting late, and we AC's like, you know what? Let's shut off the truck. Sit. Sure as shit. We are in the middle of them. This is not a coyote howl. This is not a dog howl.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of a wolf howl.
Yep.
And there's one. We can tell there's only.
But that was a cool ass echo.
It was
It was.
very
because
surreal.
Of that sky is just so
Yeah.
open.
It was a surreal experience,
Yeah.
and the moon is out real bright
Yeah.
and blue.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, like the reflection off
Creepy.
the snow. And,
So
yeah, it was.
this is what
horror movie.
This is
status.
where this is how horror movies start right here.
Yeah.
So we go full tactical asshole, paying
Yep.
homage to Andy Stump. We go full tactical asshole. We dismount. I've got the freaking 4570. He's
you're
and
tactical?
we have lights on every fucking gun we have. We have all this stuff. We're like, oh no, we're gonna do this.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna go my way. We're gonna go my way where there's one, right? Yeah, we're gonna sneak up on this guy. And I look over to AC. I'm like, did you ever see the movie The Gray? He goes, fucking, we're living it, bro. Because we're not. There's a
Yeah.
little churn in the stomach going
There's
right now. It's
a
like,
little
okay.
uneasy, even though you're out.
And
you
just so that everyone knows, yes, AC and I have our legal wolf tags to hunt wolves
Yes.
legally
Yep.
in the state. We do everything by the book. This is not anything we're just doing. And if you must know, coyotes you do not need a license for, and they do not have to be shot only in the day.
nor bunnies or.
Something like that. So, by the way,
That's what
there,
I said
was a
it
rabbit.
for.
no, there was a rabbit that was in front of us on the road. AC got out. He's got an M4 and he's like chasing it through the bush, and it still lost him.
You know what this sounds like? Weed stories. There I was, like
May or may not be some copious amounts of
Alcohol
I
involved.
figured so. I'm like, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, like
willingly.
these are kind of one of those stories that was like, so no shit, there I was, you know. So we think we've got one, and we're gonna go get it. So we're tracking, we're Navy SEAL tracking through the snow, and it's not very thick snow; it's very very small.
Yeah.
And we're tracking, and we got a good, I don't know, 150 meters from the truck. Can't see the truck. We do have lights with us because the only way we're going to find our way back is by following our tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take my GPS. I'm a fucking genius. Once again, this is how horror movies start.
Well, don't you know? Like, you've been around there enough to.
We
know the
have.
Yeah.
Well, we were there where we have never been.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
okay.
went. We won the Deeper and Steeper award.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Veterans and horror movies.
Yep, this
Another
is
shout out.
exactly veterans and horror movies. This is how like fucking zombie movies start. you
Oh
know?
yeah.
So man, we set up our little location. We're like, all of a sudden, what we didn't realize, the howl had completely stopped. It was quiet to the point where that chill at my back wasn't from the breeze. So
it's that,
it's
that point where you're like feeling eyes staring.
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
don't know
pretty
what's
much.
what.
Exactly. That-
like
Yeah.
literally, if there was ever a time in my life where the horror sound, movie sound starts with right there was cha 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 cha. Like literally.
And then the more like the closer they are, the faster. And
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so we kind of look around and we kind of, you know, we try to stay. I mean, we're doing everything like tactically proficient and all this shit. And it was cold enough. We go between us and we find wolf tracks that are fairly large. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what wolf tracks look like. You just look at my dogs.
Yeah.
And that's how I gauged the thought process in my mind of how large the animal was
Yeah.
that we were following.
Yeah. I mean, and I've
Because
been
Coda's
stalked.
paws are pretty.
Yeah.
pretty
His
big
are
in
pretty
the
big.
summer. Yeah.
They're bigger
When he
for
steps.
his. Yeah, they're bigger
for
for
his
like
body.
for his body than
They
what
are.
he is.
Yeah.
Because if you were to come on those paw prints out, and I mean, I'd run
Yeah.
the other way. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's cold enough that when we turn around and we find these paw prints that are pushing his size, not, you know, let's say 3/4, and they're pushing his size, they're going the other way between us, and there's steam coming off from where the pads had touched the snow.
Mm-hmm.
The son of a bitch ran between us, and we didn't even fucking
Yep.
know it. We get back to the
So
truck.
insanely creepy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
we
the
got
funny
back.
part was once we figured this out, we stopped. We just stopped being tactical.
Yeah,
Turned our lights on. Like, oh, yep. Well played.
They've done seen us. Yep.
yeah, they're
Well,
hunting us.
Yeah.
At that point, that's exactly what they did. They were hunting us. And
How
I
did you not? Because you guys are probably
Gemma,
moving pretty stealthy.
Oh, Gemma,
How did you not hear?
we
it?
have no. Now
That's
we were deep in a thicket, so we had to
Yeah.
like crawl through, and one guy would go
okay.
one guy would
That
go
makes
10
sense.
feet, and the other guy would get lookout. But we did split and kind of make a way down. The second we did that, that motherfucker ran between us. We got back to the truck. We left the windows and stuff open. I mean, who's gonna if somebody steals a truck out there? We got way more problems
Oh,
than you know. We get to the truck.
The hills have eyes. Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
he or she had run around the truck twice and took off, and we lost the tracks. We
That's
just
insane.
got in the truck,
Yeah.
rolled up the windows, like that's going to save us, and then proceeded to go home for the night
Yeah.
and drink more alcohol.
Yes.
It's just
The epic warriors we are. We got
out, completely
Oh my
out-wolfed.
god, that is
Yeah.
funny.
And I mean, like literally, we weren't going to tell anybody about it. Like
No.
we're like really
That's a
quiet for a
we
while.
like look at each other like, yeah.
no one's going to ever hear
No.
about this.
We're not admitting
Now-
to this ever.
And that's where I would have agreed with that. Now, here's an interesting situation. Had a great vacation, stayed up there, got to hang out with this old Marine a little bit more. Had a great time. Ooh, that
That's
sounds
a
like that's
loud one.
pulling up into the yard.
Yeah.
Got to hang out. Got to see some really neat historical stuff. A lot of people. What I will tell people is that Mr. Dan's wife Macy is a historian. She's a published author.
So cool.
Does a lot of stuff with
Yeah, I can't wait
historical
to read
history.
that book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the book that we got from them for our wedding on the hieroglyphs or petroglyphs and stuff
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
She gave him one of those copies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean
Good.
it's a lot of. So I wouldn't have talked about the failure of the wolf story because basically what this was a literal 5-day debacle of alcohol. Okay, then we went and shot, and it was kind of fun. Now there was a funny shooting situation where we
yep.
were shooting, and AC's good. Okay, here's the problem. I'm good.
Yeah. No measuring of certain
No,
appendages
no.
were going to happen.
Let's just call it. There was no cock measuring going on
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, no.
So we get one of my guns that I have a gun that I call Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
That you outshot me on one time, and that's what pissed me off so damn much.
I just finger him correctly. Sorry, I had.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are under the age of 18, this is not the podcast for you.
Literally, that is what she said.
That is, yeah, I'm not even going to try to say something different. So, anyway, checking the gate, moving on. So,
In
He
other
still likes
news.
you.
barely. In other news, so he's got this amazing M4 platform of a 308 7.62 for some of you other people. Oh my God, I just spilled some. That's a fucking faux pas.
See?
This is why
I understand the sippy cup now.
now she understands.
Thank you.
And we've and so now he's even heard about the sippy cup right there.
I get
it. He's all about it now.
I am too. Well, actually, funny story. When I was in the military, we actually bought a bunch of sippy cups.
Sippy cups.
'Cause
Like
we would-
little kids sippy
Yeah,
cups.
because we would
That's
get
funny.
so shit house drunk that we kept spilling alcohol.
Yeah. It's
And
a
we're
party
like,
foul.
yeah, this is a huge party foul, and especially we're lower enlisted. It's not.
So
like,
you're
Oh,
broke as
yeah.
hell. You're drinking the worst thing.
oh yeah, but it's still like fuck. We can't.
We
afford
were
to
at
spill this.
we were at
Yeah.
we were at the liquor store today, and I walked over. I found the
The one here local.
yeah.
Yeah.
This podcast brought to you by State Liquor of Laurel, Montana.
Do you know half
no,
our
hold-
stuff in our garage is that he won?
Yeah, I
A
won from the liquor store. All these,
Fireball
I mean,
Oh,
it's
nice.
hysterical.
Mirror,
We won a cooler. I mean, it's actually pretty ridiculous.
McGillicuddy's cooler, and that
Yeah.
little contraption outside.
Do we have a problem?
No.
No.
But so for nostalgia's sake today, I said AC. Yeah. And I went and found the cheap over there it's different. But there's a cheap red and white label vodka.
Yep.
That's all you can get usually overseas and in places and stuff like that. And it's horrible.
Yeah.
You see it in the motor pool where guys are using it to clean parts. You see it in the field medic tents in case they have to emergency sterilize something. And if you want to talk about something that will rot your guts out,
Yeah.
he literally looked at me like, "Bitch, get out!" Like he didn't even want to look at it.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "No,
Yeah.
absolutely
No.
not."
Yeah.
So anyway, we're shooting, and he's shooting this M4 platform 7.62. Sorry, 308.
Yeah.
And
Technically, it's an AR-10 platform.
AR-10. That's what it would be. You're
Yeah.
right. Excuse me. Faux pas. See, I'm out of
pas.
practice.
Yeah.
The me being out of practice will also come back to play later on the story even more. So we're getting. I think we're shooting at 400 meters. I kind of told you where we were shooting, so you have kind of an idea. And he gets it sighted in pretty good. So I get the 300 Win Mag out. No, we called it a day that day because it was too freaking cold.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It was, and that wind was just
beating
even at
us.
400 was kicking our
Sometimes
ass.
it's just not fun.
And
Yeah.
and the thing of it is AC is extremely technical.
Yes.
He's great at. I mean, this is a guy that will tell you like your dad. Oh, there's 1 grain too much powder.
Yeah.
Like I told him about how you and I how I had missed 2 years ago when we went hunting, and that nothing in the equation in my head. This son of a bitch stayed up all night and was trying to go over the equation because I kept telling him I don't know how I missed, and I don't know how I missed by this much, but everything was wrong. It was this temperature, but the snow on me was melting. Like all the little factors that were to play. This is where this guy takes his level to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's out there. So we're going to go. We're going to shoot the next day. And once again, we've already. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jim and Jay Show does not advocate the use of alcohol and firearms together. Okay. I don't want anybody giving me any shit or anything like that.
And we weren't.
We're in a
weren't-
no.
You guys weren't.
We were drunk at any point.
No, well, that was that was a scary
That-
thing.
yeah, that is
That's
the-
what almost bothered me. Is we would go to bed at night, sober as a jaybird,
Yeah.
with 2 bottles of whiskey down. And I mean, I'm not kidding. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if the
Well,
cold
you
and
guys
we were walking a
sipping it.
lot.
Well,
yeah,
Yeah, we were sipping all
it's
throughout
like
the
you
day.
were like, shit. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're cold, people don't
We're
understand.
not,
You're still
you know,
getting a workout.
I literally
because
think-
your body's
Yeah.
trying to.
I think that there's I think the age of 30 is one of those cutoff points where before that, especially when you're in the military,
Oh god.
you're drinking to get drunk. That is the purpose. I think that 30 is this magic hour, especially for veterans. Now, some of them are still the same. I know some, and this is not to dog my brother Marines,
No, I know.
because I know Rangers is the same fucking way. You have that one guy that, once he starts, that's
Oh, yeah.
it. He's
Done.
not quitting.
Nope.
And he's gonna pee the bed in the guest room.
That's when
And
you're
he's-
rolling them into that recovery position.
Yep.
'Cause, they're gonna puke, and you don't want them to choke on it.
Yeah.
So
It's
roll
just
them on their
bad.
side. Yeah.
So yeah, we were sipping all day. So we went out to shoot again, And it's a little bit, but what was funnier from the night before is I did know that we drank enough is when we went to work on his rifle, we needed to respray the paint on the steel.
Oh,
Now,
no.
you have to understand, it is 400 meters one way, 400 meters back.
Yeah.
I grab the paint like I'm fucking the man,
Oh,
and
no.
I sprint across this field. I spray. Wind's a little rough.
Like you did the other day when we went up to the range.
No. This was not as. Yeah, this was pretty rough.
Yeah, like Mike Kestrel was saying, like gusting up into the 20-mile-an-hour.
Yeah, I mean
It
it's.
was.
Wow.
It was gusting.
It was pretty legit tough.
Yeah.
So I turn around and start trying to run back. I will let him give you commentary because halfway through, that sprint turned into a stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
Yep,
turned
that-
into I picked my feet back up and start walking.
Did the whole kind of bend over on his knees real quick. So how's that run?
Like fuck you.
With all that alcohol and steak.
Yeah.
Oh
And, then,
yeah.
and it's like it's
Oh
not
my
like we're on a
God.
time crunch here. We're on vacation.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you
What is
running,
wrong
bro?
with you?
It was so rough.
I think that might have been his, like, let's see
Ego?
how good I feel at this particular moment. Because I feel good. Yeah. And no.
Yeah.
No.
Bad
My
idea.
body was telling my brain, you better knock this fucking shit off.
That was wrong.
Okay.
with
So we go out the next day and we're shooting. And AC and I are both what we call 300 aficionados.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had the whole brothers. Hey, and did that just make us best friends?
Yeah. Yep. I think we're best friends now.
you. Oh my God.
And was that movie? The movie was Step Brothers.
Step brothers.
That's right.
That's right.
Did that just make us best friends?
Yes.
So we're out there, and he starts capping some off, having a little bit of the issue up there. So I get up there, and this is a borrowed gun for me. I sold my 300. Big fucking mistake.
You should know better.
Yeah, I know. I did know better.
But that
There's
was
no
way back
excuse.
when,
Party
though.
foul.
That's right when we met. Why? Well, what it was,
Well, yeah.
I didn't know of anybody who had an FFL up here, and I could
Oh.
not leave them with somebody anymore. So I was like, dude,
Yeah.
sell them. Give me the proof of purchase. I'll split some of the money with you because I just couldn't get them shipped.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made because I don't know if I can afford to rebuild one. However, my father-in-law made a really pretty decent 300.
Oh yeah. No, that is a very nice rifle.
It is.
And I'm a rifle snob. And that's a pretty nice rifle.
I am not sold, and I'm sorry. Is it Bushnell or Burris? I don't want to call it the wrong name.
Which
That scope, the Forge. Is that a Burris?
I think. Well, I rock burrs.
Okay, then this one was a Bushnell.
Yeah.
But it was the Forge. I am not sold on it. I shoot with
Yeah.
a specific reticle called the Horus reticle.
Yeah.
So do you.
Yep.
This is kind of it's an MOA type knockoff.
Yeah,
And I
it's-
wasn't adapting with it well.
Yeah.
Well, once I got my call, though, now this is where I pulled my cock out and laid it on the truck for everybody to see. So I take a shot. Boom. Okay. This is where it's at. Now I figured the scope out. Boom. I start driving holes inside holes. After 4, he's like, you want to do it? And I literally look over him and I go, no, I'm good. I don't need to do anymore.
Yeah. And it's cold out.
It's
mind
fucking freezing. And I
Yeah.
thought we were done.
you. Yeah. But no.
And all of a sudden I hear
I
this.
can't let that lie.
He's like, yeah,
Nope.
yeah, we're not done, dude.
No.
He's like, absolutely. He's, I'm gonna go ahead and knock a few more out of this. All right. So 2 pieces of steel, and he blasts one, and we had that happen the night before too.
Yeah.
Hits this bolt, sparks just,
Yeah.
and it blows one of the chains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And that was an accidental shot. I pulled a little bit. I knew what I did wrong. I was like, well, shit, I can't.
Yeah. Can't end on that note.
Yeah, especially with what he just did. I'm like,
Yeah.
now I'm just fucking embarrassed at
Yeah,
this
you-
point.
you'll
I'm like,
never live it
no,
down.
And
no.
I did like when the 4th one went through the hole. Like I literally think that I had pulled the trigger, and already looked up at him like,
Yeah.
no, I'm good.
No, I'm
You're
good.
such a dick.
No, this is where I ate my fucking shit right here. So I go, you gonna go ahead and, are you aiming for the center dot in the steel. He goes, no.
Think I'm gonna hit the chain.
I'm going to hit the link on the chain and knock it loose. I'm like, all right, bang, cling, and it drops. And he looks at me like,
Mic drop.
Drop my walk away.
it was a fucking mic drop. And I even looked at him and I'm like, king is to you, Fernand.
Yep.
The well played. I had nothing to say about that. So we'll finish this show here in a few minutes. We'll start to come in and we'll just keep going. We're not going to stop. We're just going to keep going.
You want some food?
I take it your drunk ass does.
Oh, I'm not drunk, but I do need. If you guys want me coherent and talking, yeah, I better get food.
Well, this can go fun either way.
This might be not just a job, but an adventure. So,
Is
anyway,
that hua?
that's a hua right
That's a
there.
hua.
There is one time that I was pretty drunk that I don't remember that I loved Cheez-Its. And I had someone take me to Walmart with a box of Cheez-Its, and I never did eat them. I just slept with them. And I woke up with these
Just
things.
needed fucking
don't know.
Cheez-Its. Are you
Oh,
serious?
Lord.
We were at a house party.
So the funnier part about this cock measuring contest, and we're trying to find a way to
You
post some of
sword
these.
fighting at this
Yeah,
point.
we're pretty much
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
fucking
Don't cross
Jedi lightsabers, dude. I mean, I've got my green lightsaber out, my Schwartz, you know. So we get done with the trip. We come back. We have a great time. It's an amazing trip. We want to make it a yearly thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna happen yearly.
Good.
And, we were talking about, like, we were kind of upset. It's like, with all the veterans and stuff we know, there should be 10 guys here.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
he and I will always do our own thing.
Yeah.
But, did I tell you that Dan up there, they do several Wounded Warrior hunts up
No,
there?
I didn't know
that.
that.
Dan puts on that he.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So I thought
Yeah.
that might be something we can talk about
Yeah.
getting involved in it, because he's got some. And it sounds like they have some amazing people that come up here.
Yeah, and that's just more credit to Dan. I mean, that is an amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just hearing the little pieces of the little stories that he told me. That is an amazing individual. That is one of those guys that, being a little baby Marine, you look up to and you're like, I want to be that.
That's
guy.
who you want to
Yeah.
grow
Yeah.
up and be.
Yeah.
Well, and then just as not like I heard the stories of how when his wife left him, and this
Oh,
is years
yeah.
ago, in the middle of the winter, and
Yeah.
he is alone with 300 head of cattle
Yeah.
in
And
one of the worst
That's a
winters
lot.
Montana had.
It's a
And
lot for one
how he
person.
did it, I mean,
Yeah.
like,
And for people that don't know, like, because I was not on a farm or a ranch as a kid. Like, we had some property and we had horses.
well, but you've been around
yeah,
it,
and it is just for a couple head of cattle. It is a lot of work. Like, you are talking.
Stop.
Yeah,
Well,
in
and
the
that's
middle
why
of the night feeding.
I was hoping you could come back up, because John told us,
Yeah.
who's another rancher up there, in 2 weeks it's calving season.
I'll be
which-
up.
Yeah, which means that's going to be protection work.
Yeah.
And even he said, you know what he says to us? And I know that John and Dan kind of have had their differences and stuff like that, but he was like, well, I would pay you guys. I'm like, no. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
I'll tell you what, you want to pay me? Let me and AC and Bill and you come up.
And
They have
Mom and-
no bullshit. He has a problem. He has a herd of 30 bull elk that will not leave his property.
Well, the
30
crappy thing is there's
bulls.
too much bulls and not enough cows.
Yeah, FWP has
That's
really
the
made a
problem.
mistake
and
up there.
You can only shoot
You know,
cows
Gemma,
up there.
Yeah,
we'll have to talk about that on another podcast, because the town was complaining about how FWP. That was a
They won't
conversation we
do
got
it.
into
They
day
won't
one.
change it.
Yeah.
We got into a conversation day
They're gonna
one
kill it.
in our new hometown of Grass Range, Montana.
Yeah.
But
I think I've been there, but I can't remember.
it's so, you know what?
Probably.
I got to be honest with you. If I had a gym there, I could live there.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
If I had a gym there, I could live there. I can drive into Billings whenever because that's kind of what Dan does.
Yeah.
When he finally gets the itch, he'll come into town and, did you ever hear the story about how he caught COVID?
No, I didn't know he caught COVID.
He went into Grass Range to the bar to meet with a bunch of other veterans in their little group, and they all got it. And
Of course.
he got ass-housed.
Oh.
And somehow somebody took him home, and his wife. What did Bill say? His wife was not too impressed with him.
Not too
right
impressed
then.
at all.
And just so you guys know what we're talking about, we talk about Macy, and she seems like this sweet old woman.
That
She's
is
71.
a-
She is a bad bitch.
Yeah.
She shot 2 deer on the same setting with Jemma's dad there and another one of their hunting partners. She nailed them with these old iron sight 30-30 Western fucking things.
Yeah, the old vernier
She's a good-
sight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to
She-
piss that woman.
No.
Yeah. And she hit one of them in
And
the
you
back of the
running?
head.
Yeah.
Hell no.
And then your dad and his partner went to help her, and she held her hand up and goes, no, if you shoot it, you gut it. She freaking gutted both these things, ripped the windpipes out, and was done in like 5 seconds.
Weren't they trying to flop her from? They were still trying to. They were still alive.
No,
She kept trying to shoot him, and
no, she cut their throats instantly.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but she was talking about how they were trying to flip around.
We didn't hear about
Yeah.
that.
Because I know, well,
Must
she was
be a
telling me
different
she
story.
hit one in the back of the head. So
Yeah, that she did say that.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
like, man,
and
that's
this
pretty much instant.
this
right
woman
there.
is tough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean-
and the softest voice, like,
Oh
Isn't
my
she?
God.
Yeah.
it's so funny.
She talked a story because she owns another. Her family ranch is on the other side of Grass Ranch, and some drug dealer had gone up there and was robbing their house.
Oh my god.
She went up there and ran the son of a bitch off, and then she called the sheriff, and the sheriff kept telling him on the phone, "Stop." Macy was chasing him down in the truck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's fucking chasing him down.
That's
Now,
so
what's
funny.
interesting, she chased him down. The guy got caught. The guy's doing 10 years federal time.
good.
Like, but I mean, she's
Yeah.
like, this woman is. It would be interesting to see what her total history is.
That
This
would
woman's a
be-
badass,
yeah.
man, and she grew up in this little town. She grew up in this rough country of Montana, and I don't think that there are a lot of people that are like that anymore.
No,
You
no.
know.
I've never, well, occasionally here and there you meet them, but for the most part.
I don't know if I've ever encountered some. I mean, that was like a Hollywood movie person. Like
Yeah.
it was almost overwhelmed. But there are too many people that know her and know
Yeah.
these accounts. And like you said, she's so soft.
Oh, yeah.
You would
Just the
think she's just this sweet
cutest-
little old
yeah.
grandma, and when we got there, holy shit! First thing, you guys want meatloaf? You want some food?
Yeah.
You want some
She-
food?
Help
Yeah.
yourself to everything.
Yeah,
It's
come
like,
on in.
My mom was
and
like, "Be careful, she'll feed you and won't stop."
she won't stop, man. And
She
I mean,
loves-
Looking for a
She loves
downside.
cooking,
Looking
yeah.
for a downside.
Right?
Oh man. So anyway, AC and I get back from this great trip, and I had to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the town of Roundup, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to find out.
Oh.
There is a
Those-
filling station right next door to the sheriff's office. So that's the only way I can describe it because I can't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, I
Me
don't
neither.
remember either.
So I was giving him shit. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you,
Yeah, that
this
was
is the best cheeseburger
that was
you've
a
ever
Yes.
had.
good cheeseburger.
So
Yeah,
this
is
yeah,
the-
it's like
the-
it's barbecued.
the
It's
cute
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
the cute like blonde that
Mm.
works back there, she was there, and she was just making it for people to come in. She said, "What do you guys want?" She made them fresh right there.
Oh yeah.
So he
Oh,
got a double cheese,
God.
and I got the mushroom and Swiss. We went,
Yeah,
and
the
they
double
had
cheese is fantastic.
and they had homemade like clam chowder.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
and the clam chowder.
It was at
Oh,
this little gas station.
Yeah.
In Roundup.
There's a lot of people that are like, "Hey, is so and so here?" No, okay, I'll come back because she makes that stuff.
Because of the food that she
Yeah.
makes. They'll,
Oh yeah, that was like I crushed the burger and
Yeah, I
the clam-
destroyed that. I
Yeah.
thought I would
Yeah.
like do that burger in 2 settings. I had to just and I don't eat bread. Didn't matter.
Yep.
They use good bread, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So we came back yesterday. We went to the range, and we decided to get some actual what we would call work in.
Yeah.
And
Mind
so
you, the past 4 days of just copious amounts of alcohol.
we're still probably drying out.
Yeah.
And instead of drying out, we just said, you know what? Let's keep this party going.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
You know. And so we went to the range, and we were sober, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we
It's
were
just-
sober.
It's just, when you've had that much in your system, your performance level is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So AC shows me a couple of these new drills that they've been doing out, and we go to do this drill, and I record him. He goes, forgot to put a magazine in it.
Yeah. So I got one shot off.
So the beep goes off, one shot goes off. He goes, fuck. No magazine.
No magazine. Yep.
So I just proceed to give him a ridiculous laugh
Yeah.
in the background, like
Well deserved, and it was well deserved. Like that's
So
That's
That
funny.
was bad performance on my part.
so
well earned ribbing.
we put up, and we done other drills. We did
Yeah.
quite a few shooting
Yeah.
drills
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Some of those I want to do with you too.
I think you would really enjoy
Yeah.
them. I think that they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And when they're part of that. You're an advocate that you feel like every red-blooded American woman should own a firearm.
Yes.
But that
I
means
grew up that
also
way.
every red-blooded American woman should be trained on said
Yes.
firearm.
My problem is I don't think I could shoot one-handed with my 45. I have not tried.
I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I really, and that's one of the drills we were doing yesterday. So one of the drills, that
Which I liked.
5.53, which was fun.
Yeah, that's a good
5.53 drill.
That's
a good warm-up.
Bear Solutions
Is that?
Yeah, Bear Solutions, I believe, is who came up with that. It's a good
I
one.
was able to recite in my work weapon system, which is a CZ Scorpion that shoots a 9mm pistol cartridge.
Yeah.
I feel like it's better than an MP.
It is so
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
That's just me.
I mean, we had this discussion. Like,
Yeah.
MP5s, it's a cool
They
gun,
were ahead of
but
they were ahead of their time when it came out.
Exactly. Now it's just one of those.
They needed to change. They needed to stay with the times.
Yeah.
So there's some steel up there that we've shot at. So I go out, I'm like, cling, 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 cling. This is our warm up.
Yeah.
He goes up. We're not really, we're kind of just getting into our own thing. He walks up behind me. Cling, 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 cling.
What a dick.
Oh, okay. Okay, motherfucker.
I had to set the bar.
Is
Because
this? Is this?
it was
Set
going to
the
get
bar.
set at some point. Either he was
Yeah.
going to set it or I was going to set
It's
it.
like, okay, this is where
Yeah.
we're at.
Throw that first punch and hit hard.
And it's just so then we start. I wanted to work with my new XD.
Yeah.
And those are nice.
I know where it's at.
Yeah,
I know where it's at
those are
now.
nice.
I do need to, but I try to explain it. Just because I know how a gun shoots now, I still need to practice with it.
Yeah.
It still
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, you
still
need to
needs,
get used to, especially like a lot of pistols I've noticed. They have like when you go back into that reset, when you're going forward on the trigger after you've cracked your shot off, hitting that reset point again, because that's all the further you like, especially doing some of these rapid engagement drills. Like that's all the further you go forward on that trigger. And every pistol manufacturer has a different point at that. So you really got to get used to that because that really increases your performance. It's getting used to that, because it's wasted energy to let the trigger go all the way forward. You get just past that reset and you can come back again. So when we're talking about getting more proficient with firearms, that's one of those little nuanced things we're talking about.
Do you trap to reacquire?
Trap to root.
So you've acquired your target.
Yeah.
You pull the trigger, but hold back so that you are in a full grip to reacquire, and then find your.
No. Now I don't do that. And I know guys that do. I know a lot of really.
That's a SEAL thing.
Yeah, and they're, credit to those ball balancers. They are some of the most proficient shooters I've ever encountered.
They're you know what we can give everybody shit. They're killing machines. They're good at what they do.
Oh, absolutely.
But I was just kind of
Mad
curious.
And I've trained at that. I've practiced that, and it's
Right.
one of those deficiencies of mine. Usually, I'm coming forward and still reacquiring my target, and so it's one of those. They are the best at what they do. So if they're doing it, it's for a reason.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And it's one of those, like I said, it's a deficiency of mine, and it's just I've shot a certain way for so long. It's really hard for me to retrain myself to do something different. And it's just one of those, I know I do like the retrap or whatever they're calling
The
it.
trapping technique.
Trapping technique. I do enjoy it. It is a good way. I'm just not proficient at it. So I don't practice it as often as I should because I have to be super proficient at what I do.
What's the a comfortable way? Because I know each person has their own hand grip.
No,
Or-
there
we've
is
worked,
a
or
there's
is
a
there
yes
just
or no hand
one-
grip.
Okay.
Yeah.
There really is a yes or no
Yeah.
hand grip. So anyway,
Yeah. Squirrel.
we start
Yeah,
see? We start kind of getting some work done, and he goes, well, there's some drills that I'd like to know, because he's got to go back to the job.
Yeah.
And I have made no bones about it. I've thought about going back to the job. for a very weird reason. Like I want to go back for nostalgia. I want to go
Yeah.
back for one time to do the
Well-
job, and it's not to leave it on a good note. It's just to do the job again.
Yeah.
To do the job one more time.
Well, I think, and you and I've talked about this too, I don't think it's fair that you've deployed and come back and not had the support going and coming.
Oh, in the next show, we'll talk a lot
Oh,
about
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, and for me, that's, I feel like I want to give that to you because we have the
We'll
capability
touch on
to do so.
we'll touch on that in part 2 because that's something that AC. That's one of the reasons that AC came out here to
Yeah.
decompress.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's got these. This guy has taken nerd level of a shooter to the fucking Jedi. He's like almost the Yoda of where he's taking shit. He starts pulling this shit out. He's got these targets and this is stuff that I remember having back then. Like this is like real good work shit. And so then he puts up these spot targets and he hits his and I hit mine and I'm kind of outside my circles and he's in there and I'm like, this motherfucker. Okay. This is where this is going to go. Let me pull out my Schwartz,
Yeah.
So we start doing this drill. So he does that drill where he goes out, and what it is, it's a drill where you run through 4 cones,
Yeah.
and you make progress toward the target just laterally, side like an upwards ladder. You're playing combative Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Okay.
more or less.
So the first one you go to, you double or triple tap your target. With both hands
Yep.
Okay.
in perfect form. You run to the next one and you make a double or triple tap with your strong hand, one-handed. Then you run across the channel, you make a double or triple tap with both hands.
Yeah, both hands.
And then you finish with a double or triple tap with your weak hand.
Suck at that game.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
I
That's why
suck
it's a
at
good
that
drill.
fucking game.
And we decide to go with hostage targets.
Yes.
And so we've kind of upped the game here,
Yep.
and then he's already pulled out the timer. This is escalating quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
These are things that snowball and then
And they start to just get out of,
an avalanche of measuring contests.
yes, it's just getting, and we've done another shooting. I've shot my guy. I needed to work
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he saw me shooting my CZ and he could see the anger in my face.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the company because I can't say yay or nay, but I've had a real hard time with one of these sight systems
Yeah,
that I
and
have
that's
on my CD.
for that company. That's really surprising. That's what's throwing me off.
That's the second time that I've had problems with that
Yeah.
particular company. That's why when I learned that there's a unit called CAG, or now they're called ACE, that they were using that particular company for their optics, I was a little bit shocked because I've had nothing but bad
Yeah.
luck.
And I've had great luck with it.
And that's what you'd said,
Yeah.
So that's where it just comes down to time in and doing stuff. So anyway, we're gonna do this drill. So he does it and goes to start it off, gets out there, takes a shot, and all of a sudden you hear, "Motherfucker!" He forgot to put the magazine
Yep.
in the gun.
I had one
God.
in the pipe, but no magazine in.
Oh, jeez.
So they had to
That drill we
reload.
were running
Yeah.
previously.
Oh, now in the drill, and I can't remember if he did or we both did. We both did. So the magazines that you use, you load one up and then you load the other one and you don't watch, and then you just put them both in your thing and you reach for the first one. So you
Yeah.
don't know how many rounds you have.
Yep.
Now I won the lottery on mine
Yeah.
because I ended up running out at one particular run. In between, I was able to drop and reload on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first one, fuck me. So I run, I'm
Yep.
doing it. I think I'm doing good on the time. Now, when you use the single hand, whether it be strong hand
Or
or
weak
weak hand, if you must reload, you must reload one-handed.
Yes.
You-
Because
You cannot use
Oh,
two
God.
hands.
because the reason why you go to a single hand is because that other hand has become inoperable for whatever reason.
Oh gosh, dang.
So
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
impressed
Yeah.
with myself.
You were doing good.
And
we've worked
then
on
I
that a
get
time or
to
two.
the last one. I blow one round off, and I don't know why, because we haven't shot, and I was talking because of the ammunition crisis.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to get the practice in that we wanted to.
Yeah.
And I pull one round off, and I have to freaking reload with one hand.
Yeah.
Right or left.
And it did not work out well.
He was at the we can't stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No
Yeah.
shit.
That is the
that's
lottery
so
of
shitty.
bad luck right there.
Yeah, it is.
So my time is definitely over his.
How did you do it?
Neither one of us didn't hit the hostage.
Where was
Yeah.
your magazine?
It was in my tactile belt.
Was it on
Yeah.
your left or right?
I just dropped it, pulled out, went in, and was able to
Yeah.
drop it. The good thing about the pistol platforms I run is they have an ambidextrous mag release,
Yeah.
which I don't use that anymore. I've
Yeah.
since changed my style. So anyway, I'm pretty pissed off because that's just not the way I want to finish my day.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, why don't you try it with your, let's do it with your CZ. All right. Okay.
Which, the rifle or the...
Oh, I'm sorry, the Scorpion.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Scorpion.
the
Sorry.
rifle.
Yeah.
So I'm about ready to show everybody what I get.
I love that Scorpion.
It really is fun.
So fun.
So my ego's pumped up a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm like ready to go.
Yep.
Now, I've
That's
already,
what got you in trouble.
yep, and that's what. So I had given him shit
Got
about
ahead
the
of the
first
game.
run that he did.
Mm-hmm.
So far,
Well
even though
deserved shit.
my
Well
time was
deserved
off, both of my runs were solid
Yeah.
No
They were
hostage.
good
because
runs.
I didn't have a malfunction.
Yeah.
Sure.
This comes back on me right now.
Yep.
So I'm going to do this run. It counts. Beep. And I go running and I set up to shoot. Not only did I not chamber around, I thought that I had secured the magazine in. And I go to chamber and I'm looking to pull the trigger. And the magazine just falls to the ground.
That's funny.
And I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I saw this too. Like, I saw this whole thing.
We got it on video. We're
Did
going to
you
show our fuckery.
That's so
Oh, yes.
funny.
We're gonna show our fuckery
Yeah,
on
this-
exactly how bad you are with firearms after a 4-day bender.
Well, you know, it just goes to show you that no matter how on what skill level, sometimes shit just happens.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's no longer part of the contest. Now we're pretty
Now
much
you guys
equal.
are just like,
Yeah.
screw it.
So but I do decide to do one more,
Yeah.
As you should.
and out of a 30-round magazine, I transitioned to pistol. I only had 2 misses.
Yeah.
Out of 35 rounds.
You're really good, I think, at your transitions.
Yes. Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
he
I was
is.
watching him. He's really good. Like,
And after I did that, and he saw it and was happy with it, I'm like, we're leaving.
yeah.
I'm done.
I am truly done this time.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking walk away. Or this is gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The debauchery.
We were gonna go shooting today, but
Oh,
a little
man.
chilly out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got, like, when I was out there cleaning up the trucks and whatnot. Oof. My
A little
fingers.
brutal.
Yeah, my fingers were, I had to, and I know it's bad for, all the medics out there know what I'm talking about. Running your fingers under hot water to warm them up. But
That's
they hurt so
so-
bad. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because they were so cold. I was like,
Yeah.
I'd rather take the pain of the burn than
Yeah.
Than the pain of the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's bad for him, but I don't care right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for part 1. We're just gonna get a drink. Yeah. We're gonna
Yep,
keep drinking.
More drinking.
We're gonna do a part 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll probably upload both shows at the same time. If you have any questions for Agent Crayon, send them to it. And please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to
Yes.
get this thing going and all that kind of good stuff. It was very interesting because you're able to look at your results and stuff like that. Hey, you know what? 3 weeks ago we had the #1 podcast in Afghanistan. How in the fuck does the Jemm and Jay show and all of its fuckery have the #1 podcast in Afghanistan? I don't know. Email us, everybody, for the Jemm and Jay show. I am Jay with your other host
Gemma.
and the legendary AC. Give us a few minutes.